Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to a special Saturday night impromptu session. Let me first begin by pulling up the live stream, which I keep forgetting to do some reason. And I have to mute that out real quick. Oh, it's not letting me do the live stream. This is odd. The chat. Anyway. Oh, people are here already. Hi, guys. So thanks for joining me tonight on a special Saturday night live stream. I am now outside of Washington, D.C. in Northern Virginia. And I see Rusty, Array, and Kate showed up. Gabrielle. I want to say good evening to everybody and catch you up on what's been going on here and give you an update. So I just left Myrtle Beach this morning at 5 a.m., by the way, which was actually brilliant. We were making incredible time. Like normally a run from Myrtle Beach to Northern Virginia is about 8 hours to 10, depending on traffic and how slow you go. Like for you guys who don't know me, I drive like a old man. I am really a slow driver and conservative. Very opposite than just about everyone I know. Everybody else I know goes as fast as they possibly can. And I was taught to drive by my grandfather, so I really do drive like an old man. And the thing is what I was taught is you always leave a good 10 to 20% early, you know, like if you have a meeting at 8, you make sure you're there by 7:40 to 7:50, and then you never feel like you're rushed and you have to speed, and it keeps you from dying. So that's kind of important on the road. I invited some people to come on tonight, but I haven't heard back from anyone, so I'm not sure if there's you guys that want to jump on the stream. Just hit me up in here, and I can drop you a link if you'd like. I don't know how long we're going to go. We're just going to hang out and talk for a little bit. So I was in Myrtle this morning making really good time, and it's interesting because I want to talk about this topic, that certain areas have energy to them, and you really feel the energy. It's very interesting how Northern Virginia has a hectic, dark, kind of angry energy. Like as soon as you drive in about a half hour around DC, your anxiety level changes and you get angrier and short fused. And I believe because this is such a go, go, go lifestyle up here, and it's Northern Virginia is very materialistic. Everybody's chasing the dollar here and keeping up with the Joneses, and that creates an enormous amount of stress, life stress. So when you get here, it just seems to be like a cloud, a heaviness comes over. It's kind of like I don't know if you guys have like family members or relatives or exes or whatever, where as soon as you drive in and you pull in the driveway, you're like, I gotta deal with this. This is like before you walk in, your energy levels skyrocketing. Well, Northern Virginia is a lot like that. That you go into just insane money here. Like it blows me away because I don't know how I escaped here, because everybody else that stayed here is very much keeping up with the Joneses. They have a nice car they can't afford. They have a nice house they can't afford. They work a job they really don't really like. It's usually some sort of government contractor job that's probably doing evil somewhere. But, you know, you ignore it so you can pay those bills. And then you get a good, I mean, most salaries are concomitant, you know, there's $75,000, $100,000 salaries. So these people are making really good money here, and they buy and they spend, and I think it just creates an enormous amount of residual stress energy in this place. I felt it around Fredericksburg, like 45 minutes out, you hit this area and you're like, you really feel uncomfortable. Like Northern Virginia's, I like all the stuff here. Like we're going to talk about my shopping adventure here in a few minutes. But the flip side is I really don't like the feel of this place. I always get here and after a few days I'm ready to leave. And this time it's a little different because I'm staying with my brother and I'm not leaving. So I'm going to have to learn how to find pockets of peace and stillness here to bring my anxiety level, not take up. You know, most of us watching are all empaths. Like, we're just a big group of empaths. We pick up whatever energy is around. And I'm going to have to figure out how to keep that grounded so it doesn't, I don't pick up the anxiety that's here. So I'm going to walk every morning in the woods and probably also in the evening. There's a lake around me that I grew up near. So we're going to go do that. And then, you know, work out a little. As usual, like I said, my biggest thing I'm trying to do right now is get back in shape and get my health back in shape. And then I've been doing it. You know, I'm walking once to twice a day, eating a lot better. And sure, I screw up once in a while and have a bag of chips or something, but it's not like a daily thing, like, you know. So it's getting along, but now the excuses are kind of over because all the travel's done and the moving's done for a little while, for a few, like 2 or 3 weeks. So the next few weeks, it's going to be very, very strict around here. I'm going to, I think I'm going to stream and talk to you all about that next stage. But what was interesting, though, is I went down to Myrtle Beach. And for you guys that are international, don't know what that is, we have a state called South Carolina. And Myrtle Beach is just a wonderful stretch of beach that is sandy. Now, around, if you guys, I know some of you guys are international, on the East Coast, the beaches are very different. A lot of them up north and kind of in the mid-Atlantic, very rocky. There's not much sand. It's not a very comfortable beach. You kind of go out. I mean, they're pretty, but you don't really like play on the beach with rafts and sort of stuff. Well, South Carolina has a really big sandbar stretch. I think Myrtle Beach is something like 20 miles long or something of just this wonderful beach. And people have been flocking to it for years. I've gone down there since I was a little kid and played in the beach and really enjoyed it. But it is also, you know, being South Carolina, it's and I say this with love, a redneck Riviera, you know. It's I do say it with love. Also, by the way, I'm not used to streaming at my brother's house here, so if this crashes, just hang on and I should be able to pull it back up. Sometimes there's internet issues with this. So don't disappear if I crash. Yeah, we call it the Redneck Riviera. And I'm reading some of the comments. I'm getting caught up here. And hi, Mike. Hey, thanks for showing up. And McLaurin, appreciate it. And Dorothy, yeah, nice to see you guys. We're talking about how different cities have different energies. And as I drive to Myrtle Beach, it was really interesting because I'm not a beach guy. I mean, I lived in Savannah for 6 years and went to the beach twice, and I didn't even go in the water. I'm just not a beach guy. But Myrtle was different. I went down there, and immediately it's a chill vibe. All this beautiful, like, wildlife's flying around. No one's in a hurry. And it felt, I kind of get why people do this retirement thing down there, because my mom and my brother live in the same area now. And in this complex, it's kind of like a, I don't want to say retiree, but you know, you can't go to Georgia and Florida and South Carolina without there being big retirement communities. And so what happens is people get these little golf carts, and they are close enough to drive to like the grocery store, the movie theater. It reminds me in South Park when they built the Sopa Sopa, you know, like this, the downtown district that's been revitalized, you know, those things where there's like fusion bars and stuff, and you can drive golf carts to all this stuff, and you walk, I mean, if you really want. And there's just all this wildlife everywhere too. Every pond you go by has like swans and ducks and geese and turtles. I saw tons of turtles. It was really, really neat. But what I noticed was just the different vibe. And I forget, because I've been out of the South so long, how friendly it is. You go to the grocery store and every person like stops and talks with you. Hello, how are you? And truly like nice. And we, you know, laugh and giggle, and it's just such a different vibe. And I've never been, like I said, a beach person, but I get the living there. It was very comfortable. I didn't want to leave. I was like, oh crap, I gotta go back to Northern Virginia. And as soon as we get close to this town, I'm like, ugh, the tension. But fortunately, I have some lifelong friends here, and tonight we went out to eat at our Indian restaurant. I ordered something. I always forget the name of this thing, but it starts with a B, and it is basically like Indian version of fried rice. It's just like a vegetable fried rice. But it was really spicy. I forgot to tell them not to put spice in it. You know, I forget with Indian food that you always have to say, you know, hey, tone down the spice, the heat on it, because there's heat and everything. And I don't get that. I've never grown up eating hot things. Like, to me, all it did was burn my tongue, and I couldn't taste the flavor anymore. I don't understand people that just like kill stuff with hot sauce. And what do you taste? It's just like all that does is make my tongue on fire. It does make you eat a lot less, though. Oh, I see some people. Hi, Holly Baker coming in. Thanks for joining. And Free Woman back from the UK, man. Well, so, and Jennifer, I appreciate you guys. So, we're talking about different towns that have different energy, and I was talking about how one town I was in, and I'm back in, is very angry feeling. You go in here and it's just like you get in traffic and you're pissed off when you get done, and it's just an angry vibe. And I think a lot of big cities are probably like that, but I'm just not used to it. I'm such a country guy. Like I want to be out in the woods, you know. Like I don't want to see neighbors, and so it's hard. And then I'll go to the beach and everything's chill and relaxed. Now, the benefits of being in Northern Virginia is I have some friends here, lifelong friends, and one of my friends, he is Thai, and we've grown up for 35 years together. And our lives always seem to intersect every year or two. We seem to always be at the same sort of place. So he is trying to introduce me into a lot more Asian foods. And, you know, as you guys know, it's no big secret that I was trying to lose weight. And a big thing is you look at all the Asian cultures, and they're the thinnest cultures, at least the traditional Asians, not the American versions that are all fat now. But not the kids of the Asians, you know, but the actual Asians that came over. Their diet they eat is, you know, considered one of the healthiest diets. So you're in this, we go to this shopping center, and we go into these giant Asian supermarkets, and just about everybody's skinny. And I'm like, well, let's see what they're eating. You know, I mean, I might as well adopt this diet, because they're all eating whatever they're eating is they're still healthy. And they still have a lot of food that's not GMO'd out. It's not all processed. It's still very raw. It's very like the fruits there were stuff I've never seen. And hey, what's up, Vegan? You're welcome to jump on air if you want. I haven't talked to you forever. Let me know if you're interested, Vegan. So we go to this Asian place, and of course, my buddy is trying to talk me into, you know, I've eaten some Asian fruits. I'm not completely, but literally every third thing I saw in there is something I've never seen. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, as a vegetarian, you kind of get bored of eating zucchini and sausage and, you know, mushrooms. And it's like, we got all this exotic stuff. We got to try some. Now, I have, you know, eaten this stuff before, but I'll show it to you guys if you don't know what this is. Let me see if I can pop a picture up here. So first thing, if you guys don't know what it is lychee. Probably seen this stuff. They even have it on, heck, even at some of the all you can eat buffet kind of things. And they look like kind of hard shell grapes. So you crack the shells, and then inside is like this white, it almost looks like a white cherry, I should say. It has like a cherry pit. Normally they're not really that full of flavor. They're kind of mild, but we ate fresh ones. I've always had canned ones because they have to import them, but somehow they shipped over these fresh ones to these markets. So that was really interesting, because I've never had fresh Asian fruit. Now, of course, it's still probably like a month old from Asia or something, but it was awesome. And then the other thing we had was rambutan. Let me show you what that looks like. So this is rambutan, and I really like the way it looks. It's like this hairy little monster. And you crack it open. Inside is a white. It's almost like a white grape, but not. It tastes like a grape, but not as sweet. And there's a pit inside. So maybe a cherry is a better description. Both these things kind of feel like cherries with shells around them. Anyway, so I'm trying to expand my horizons and eat stuff I've never seen. And I can do that. So that is kind of one of the cool things about Northern Virginia is it is so saturated with different cultures now that you can we can have all kinds of really interesting foods here. So I kind of made a deal with my buddy saying that while we're here, we're going to go to the grocery store every week, and I'm going to pick something at random, and we're going to eat it and cook it and learn how to cook it. I'm going to look it up on YouTube of whatever the heck we pick. And I'm going to try some foods that I've never heard of just to expand my palate. And also, you know, something you got to realize that it's very healthy if you have gut problems or autoimmune issues and things like that, that you you mix up your diet to stuff you've never seen. Because the way to become allergic to a food is to eat it all the time. If you have a leaky gut and you're constantly eating zucchini, you'll start to develop an allergy to zucchini, or, well, at least a food sensitivity. So by mixing it up, I used to tell my patients, you know, go in the store and buy the thing you've never heard of. You've seen a fruit you've never seen, eat it, and do that. And it's also good because you just get a different mix of vitamins and different stuff. You know, you're not supposed to eat the same food all the time. Although we do get into that habit where we find, if you really break it down and are honest with yourself, most people only eat like 5 different foods, you know, 4 to 5 meals that they just repeat over and over, their favorite meals. And that comes to my next point is, you know, when I start this program Monday, I'm gonna find 3 or 4 meals that I know that are healthy, that that I feel good eating and lose weight, and and is anti-inflammatory, and I'm just gonna put myself on autopilot and eat them over and over and over, and just substitute crappy meals for healthy ones that I like. And that's always been a very difficult thing, is to find meals that you actually can eat and that you actually like the taste of just as much as bad food. And I have a handful of a few that I found over the years that work good. I just got to get in the habit of eating them over and over and over. So that'll be fun. Let's see. You guys have any questions or you want to jump in, feel free. Holly's talking about mushrooms. Yeah, I'm obsessed with mushrooms. If you notice my channel, I have grow mushrooms. I eat mushrooms every day. They're one of the most healthy foods for you. They're wonderful fiber. They have all kinds of cool benefits. Now, there is something that that people say, but I don't think is true, is that some people say to stay away from mushrooms if you have yeast problems. Like most people who are eating a standard American diet, if you're insulin resistant, you probably have yeast overgrowth in you. Now, people don't realize that, what I'm talking about. When you hear yeast, most people think of like women with yeast infections or something like that. But if you get an infection down there, that means the rest of your blood and body has yeast running wild in it too. So it's not just there. You have yeast probably everywhere. That's very hard to balance and kill it and get it right. And it can be one of these battles and battles and battles that you have to massively change your diet to get rid of yeast. And you can take some vitamins to knock it down some, but it is hard to get it in check. And people do say that mushrooms are not good for people with yeast problems, but in practice, I've never seen that. So that was my 2 cents on that. Never seen that. Does anyone? Oh, Jennifer wants to know. Anyone know any anti-inflammatory foods? Pretty much anything that is not that processed is anti-inflammatory. Just about all processed foods inflammatory. That goes for most oils, almost all your oils. The only thing that is Coconut oil is neutral. It's not inflammatory or anti-inflammatory. It's kind of in the middle. Olive oil is actually anti-inflammatory. And ghee. Ghee is surprisingly anti-inflammatory, but butter is inflammatory, so you got to be careful with that. Ghee is kind of a different animal, and it's funny if you look at the Indian culture, they do like everything right for anti-inflammation. They cook with turmeric every day, and curry seeds are real anti-inflammatory. I mean, they eat it every day, and it's antibacterial, anti-inflammatory. Turmeric's like one of these weird, they don't understand how it works. They've studied the heck out of it because it's one of the most powerful compounds ever. And they don't really understand how something can be anti-inflammatory, yet strengthen your immune system and be antiviral and antibacterial at the same time. It promotes two different pathways. So not only does it turn the inflammation, the chronic inflammation down, it actually strengthens your immune system, which doesn't make sense, but that's what it does in the body. It's like this magic stuff. Yeah, vegan, if you want to jump in on this, let me know. I'll send you a link. You never answered me, so I didn't know if you wanted to come in and set us straight. But if we want to talk about anti-inflammatory foods, that's cool. Let me send you a link so you can get in here. Give me 1 sec, vegan, and I will send you a link. I invited Burma, but I don't know where she is, and I haven't talked to Unirock in a while. We keep saying we're going to hang out, and then we never do. So, but I do plan on going to his house, so that should be pretty fun. I'm hoping to get over there, and when I'm there, I manage to do a show or two. Here's a link. If you want in, vegan, let me know. I'm not going to go really long. I just want to do like a Saturday night hangout, like I said, and just whatever happens, we talk about. If there's topics you guys want me to address, hit it up. Gabrielle, mushrooms are wonderful. I was just saying the only thing that people kind of warn you is if you're really loaded with candida or, you know, you got yeast issues. Some reason it affects it, but I don't know. Yeah, vegan, I just sent you the links. Just check your email. Oh, yeah, Unirock, you around? You want to come in? Let me know. I'll send you a link right now. I haven't talked to Uni forever. Uni, I just can't keep up with all your shows, man. All right, especially on the road. I haven't had a chance to talk with you forever. Come on in. I'm sending you the link. So, let's see. Those are the two things. I am excited to be in Northern Virginia for a while. I'm going to be here for a bit, and I'm coming up with a plan. I'll take you through a little bit of what I'm going to do. I have been upping my exercise a lot, but all my exercise really is just walking and doing push-ups and sit-ups. You know, Vegan came on one time and talked about a sit-up and push-up routine he does, and probably it kind of hit home that the time I was in amazing rugby shape. I mean, I was really at the top of my game. I was kind of instinctively doing what he had said about just push-ups and body weight, and it's easy. I can do it wherever I live, so it'll be good. The other thing to talk about is that I will be bouncing back and forth places for the next month or so. If you want to see my awesome pad here. So what happened, okay, is my brother's moving, but he's still at his old house too for a few months. So he kind of cleared everything out, and I got this room that he let me have, but it had nothing in it. So like, it's literally like I'm camping. You can see my cot, there's my bed. I'm living out of some bags and some fold-up tables, and there it is. So I'm like, I feel like I'm camping at the moment, but there you go. That's it. That thing's kind of cool though. It's a folding cot. I've used it. It's like 15 years old at this point, I think. Can't believe it's still holding up. But it's a pretty neat cot. And it folds up like one of those fold-up chairs, and you put them out. So hopefully, Vegan will be in here in a minute, and so is Unirock, I hope. Has anyone looked into tiny houses before? Jeremy, yes. I go back and forth on these because tiny houses are really cool. But then I look at the price compared to what they cost and what I could get for a camper at the same price, and I'm like, why do I want this tiny house again? Like, it's neat looking, but as far as what you get for the dollar, it's not a very good bargain at all. I'm not impressed with in most tiny houses. You hear these people and they're like, yeah, we got it for $25,000 or $30,000, and I'm like, you know what kind of mobile home you could buy for $25,000, $30,000, or a camper? You could buy, you know, an amazing camper for that much money. So it's tough to. I'm not sure where I come down on that, but I do like the architecture, and they're fun, and you can pull them around. I think it's a fad that'll eventually burn out, the tiny house thing, just because it doesn't make very good financial sense compared to what else you can get out there. Most people are doing it to escape the rat race and escape that kind of living. And I will say though, you know, having all my possessions in my, like the possessions I actually use every day in a car, and I think I brought twice as much as I really need. I could probably whittle this way down. I'm going to go back up soon for the Labor Day event. You know, we're doing that ME event in New Hampshire. So if you happen to be around the East Coast and want to drive in, still get tickets to that. I need to send an email out about that and update everybody about it. We got a little bit of a discount. Yeah, Don, Unirock, I already sent you a message, dude. Check it. I called you dude. I can't believe that. Sorry, Unirock. I take it back. I'm going to send this email again. Here's the link. Okay. Come on in. Let's catch up. I do like the idea of the homes, but what was interesting is when I was at PorcFest this year, Ernest Hancock was playing with domes again. And for the size of, you know, the geodesic domes have been around since like the 60s, I think, geodesic houses. And it's really hard to get away from them because for the price and the strength and the stability, I mean, he had this huge dome and it cost like $300 to build. $300. And if you sprayed $2,000 of cement on it, you would have had a full shell of a house for $3,000. I mean, it's really hard to beat that. So I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm swaying back towards geodesic domes. But I also really like earthships. Earthships are so cool to me. I love earthships, but they're a huge pain in the butt to build. There's got to be an easier way to do it. So those are really neat too. But the geodesic domes, they are starting to, you can get them cheap. And if you live somewhere where you're not so concerned about cold, like, you know, the southern half of the United States or the southern hemisphere, you can use this stuff called aircrete. It is concrete where they blow air into it. And it is a fraction of the price of concrete, but just as strong. Actually, I think it might even be stronger and really light. Like you can just pick up these giant pieces and stick them in place. Aircrete's really neat. But earthships are my favorite because they require almost no electricity. I mean, technically they require no electricity. You can keep your bills down to nothing. And I want to, I've always wanted to build one since I found out about them. But it's not that expensive to build, but the labor's insane. Like, it's one of these things that you have to have 20 friends who are willing to give up 3 months and come live on your property and build for you. It's not, if you build them by yourself, you're looking like a 2-year job, you know, and it's backbreaking. Peeping Tom says he can't find them in Massachusetts, the earthships. Yeah, there's not that many in the Northeast. I haven't been able to find one to tour, but there are some in Canada. I think there might be one in Vermont, but they work surprisingly well in cold weather. What they found out is the kind of windows you have is really important. Apparently, most people get away with double pane, but when you're that far north, you need triple pane because the moisture of the extreme cold weather and then the hot weather bust the seal of the windows, and they give out after about 10 years. So you have half your house as windows, and they only last 10 years. It can get expensive. So the triple panes are kind of a necessity to keep that, get an extra 5-10 years out of them. Yeah, the Earthships are really cool. I like those too. I don't know where Unirock and Vegan are like, yeah, send me the links, and then they don't come in. This is like typical, right? They're gonna be sending the links. Okay, Jennifer, what did you have a question of? Oh, she's saying that she wants to get rid of stuff too. She has too much stuff. Yeah, and I go through that, and I bet all of you guys go through that, right? That you go through this, I'm going to purge, I got too much stuff. We got, you know, especially like if you're paying for storage, you're like paying for stuff. You know how strange that sounds to someone that lives like in the third world? We have a whole other building that we have to pay as much, you know, as much as a rent on the house for this place we store our stuff we don't use. Like, how crazy does that sound to somebody third world? I can imagine. The thing about that is, I'm torn because a lot of the stuff I have is from my prepping and survival stuff. Like I have guns and food and batteries, and but all that stuff takes up room. You know, ponchos and gas masks, and it's one of these things that I don't know what to do with all this stuff. Should I just sell it off? You know, or do I want to haul this survival stuff with me wherever I go? I mean, it's been 10 years of collecting stuff, but man, it's starting to get a lot of stuff, and I'm not homesteading anywhere right now. So what do I do with this stuff? And that's what mainly my stuff is. Most of everything else I could whittle down to a carload. Like, besides having a real bed, which would be nice, I can live very comfortably like this for a long time. I've got some basic clothes to work out in. I've got a water filter and a trumpet and my computer, and my cooking stuff. Just all the same stuff. And Unirach, you're welcome to come on if you want to. She says, "Oh, Unirock's on his way." So I'm getting there. I don't know what. I enjoy the fact that, you know, I could probably live out of a car if I need to for a while. The other problem, though, is I have chiropractic equipment. So I have these folding tables and these tools. It's thousands of dollars of tools. It's kind of hard to leave behind. And you never know where you're going to be, where someone's like, hey, you know, come adjust me. And so I don't know what to do with my chiropractic stuff. It's if I leave it behind, it's one of those things that I'll be like, man, I really wish I had this. But then sometimes I'll drive around for a month and I never even pull out a table. So it's just extra weight and taking up gas. And it's just like, what do I do? Mike says he'll teach me survival skills. Well, I appreciate the offer, but I think the problem is, what do I do with all this stuff? My survival stuff, you know? I feel weird about throwing it out because it's very important. If stuff goes down, it's nice to have that security, but the flip side is, what am I supposed to pay for a storage unit and keep it in there and be 1,000 miles away from it so I can't use it anyway? You know, what do I do with this stuff? So there you go. And why not buy, Little Arizona says, why not sell the excess and buy a fifth wheel? You know, I thought about getting an RV too, but when I talk to people and watch the RV shows, it's actually kind of a real pain to find a place to put the RV. Because you think you can just like go to a campsite, or you can, I'll have a friend that'll let me park it, but then, you know, you find out your friend is in a neighborhood that has zoning that doesn't let you park it, and nobody has room for this giant thing. Nobody has an extra driveway sitting around. So, that's it. It's like, what do I think it's going to be way more expensive and more trouble than it's worth, because and the gas mileage and RVs break down constantly. There's no such thing as an RV that works right. My mom bought like $100,000 super expensive RV, like the kind that like rock stars travel around in, and it broke nonstop for 2 years. And the dealership and all them tell people all the time that, oh, when we got a new RV, everything's just going to break, and you just bring it back and get it fixed, because it's like a thing with RVs that they go through a phase where things that are loose break out, and it's something about RV culture where stuff goes wrong for the first year or two, and then once you get it fixed, it lasts for a while. But there's something, it's like people are completely okay with it breaking down. They're just like, oh yeah, that's just a new RV. Of course, you expected it to work. So I want to do a cleansing. I mean, some of it's out of necessity, sure, but I don't know. I don't know what to do. Part of me wants to like get a camper up in New Hampshire and move my stuff to it to just keep it there. And I love New Hampshire. I want to keep hanging out back up there. But I also really like the freedom of traveling and doing what I want to do. And there's some exciting opportunities. Oh, hey, Guinea's here. Hold on. We'll talk. Let me unmute him, show and broadcast. And just feel speak up whenever you want, Unirock.
Hey, can you hear me, Doc?
Yeah, you're good to go. But I hope you guys let me know if you hear any feedback. I don't have my headphones on. I gotta go get them. But yeah, go ahead. Good. How you been?
Good, man. Hey, do you still hear me over here, Rachel? Okay, I'm actually streaming right now, so I'm coming in from my stream. That's why you have my weird other camera over here. So.
Oh, you're streaming me, streaming you.
We're streaming together here. It's crazy, but it's working. I can't believe it didn't fall apart. It's actually working. It's crazy.
You're going to tear us a hole in space-time doing that.
I'm trying.
Streaming me, streaming you, streaming me. And then Boyer joined us, man. I haven't talked to him in like 2 months.
What's good?
What's happening?
What's good? What's good?
Oh, what are you doing home on a Saturday night? You're supposed to have the most exciting life around.
What? Don't believe that. I am a grandfather. I'm sitting here. I have my grandchild running around, and that's why it took me so long, because we had to get him settled. And I got my dogs. I just had a litter of puppies. Nah, I don't got no exciting life.
How's it going, vegan?
Hey, what's up, Uni? What's up, brother? How you doing?
Oh, chilling. Just chilling, man.
Yeah.
So, Doc, fill us in. How's things been?
I had a coughing attack. Yeah, for you guys that don't know, vegan is raising dogs that are vegans. And a lot of people don't realize that you can
vegan
raise dogs, and they're actually really healthier raising them. Since they're omnivores, they can literally live without meat.
Yep.
I don't know if you can do that with cats. I think cats are true carnivores, and they'd probably die. But dogs, you can. So tell us about what's going on with that.
Well, I can take it even further. I believe I have stumbled across something. Not only do I have 2 vegan dogs, mother and father, I believe I have the first vegan puppy litter.
Wow.
Yeah, because I keep doing research to see if anyone's ever reported anything about a vegan puppy litter where all the pups are from a vegan mother and father. And I can't find no information on it. I'm thinking I may have the first vegan puppy litter. And all the babies are healthy. We had 1 that didn't make it. So it was a litter of 10. And we got 9 so far, knock on wood, puppies that are 100% healthy. And both of the dogs are vegan. You know? And I don't know anyone, because I do professional training as well. I don't know anyone who's ever had a litter of vegan puppies.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. So right now, it's just I'm a little blown away by that, and I was a little worried about it because I always tell people that not only are dogs can be vegan, but my argument is that they're stronger, they're faster, and they're more intelligent as well. So when
what I've seen, I mean, the anecdotal stuff I've seen on other channels. I was talking to Vegan about this. That I was watching the guy that does the wood chip gardening, Back to Eden, and he basically raised this lab just eating vegetables in the garden. The dog would just pull up a carrot whenever it wanted to eat, or I think it did get some chicken eggs or something. So I guess it was a vegetarian dog, but it was, but it was like 16-year-old. This lab, it had no gray hair. Had no health problems, and labs don't do well at 16. They're falling apart by 10. I can't tell you how many dogs I've adjusted with terrible arthritis at 7 and 8 years old, big dogs.
Yeah,
it was really interesting to me that there was living proof in this film of this dog just running around at that age. It looked like he was 3, and I'm convinced that God knows. I mean, human meat, that industry, what you're eating in a hot dog is terrible enough, but God knows what they feed animals, man. And and I'm told, maybe you can confirm this, that vegetarian, vegan dogs don't get the same diseases. They don't get cancers and the heart attacks and the same stuff that the humans are getting when they're not fed that mystery horse meat stuff or whatever the hell it's coming out of.
Right. A lot of dogs are eating the waste of the slaughterhouse. That's the primary. That's what dog food is. It's all the food that's unfit for human consumption. What most people don't know, and I've done research on this. This is one of the reasons why I decided to make my dogs vegan. Euthanized cats and dogs from shelters are bought by the dog food industry. So a lot of your cats and dogs in this traditional dog food, they're eating other cats and dogs.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that. Roadkill, euthanized cats and dogs, waste from the slaughterhouse, all that stuff. They put it together, they process it, and it turns it into the little pellets. So when you see that really expensive dog food, that's not of the slaughterhouse. But that cheap stuff, that's all slaughterhouse, euthanized animals, and all of that. So you really, when you get a bag of dog food, you don't know what you're feeding your dog. You really don't. So once I started learning, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was going to say, even 50 years ago, before dog food existed, like when I talked to my grandfather and stuff, they just fed a dog table scraps. Dogs didn't get cancer and arthritis.
Right.
Back then. It was super rare if they got it, and they lived a lot longer. It wasn't until we switched them to dog food that they started getting all these crazy diseases. Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So, yeah, go ahead, Uni. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, they treat dogs for cancer and stuff now, don't they? Isn't that like a thing now? Because I've heard of it.
They treat dogs for mental illness. You have dogs on versions of Zoloft. They treat dogs for anxiety, mental illness, heart disease. Pretty much whatever human beings are treated for, your dogs can be treated for the same thing.
Yeah, tons of dogs with diabetes.
And diabetes, yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that was one of the reasons why 4 years ago, I took my dog on a vegan diet, because I went vegan 8 years ago. So I lost all this weight and all that good stuff. So I started thinking, I was like, okay, what if I applied the same concept for me to my dog? And, I've been a dog trainer for a very long time. So it's like, okay, I'm going to mess up my dog. So it was trial and error for over like a 2-3 month time period. And I weaned them off of the meat. And as I was doing it, my dogs were thriving. My one dog was thriving. And before I knew it, she was exceptional, compared to other dogs that I've had in the past. So 2 years back, I got another dog, and he was a male. And I already knew that dog food, vegan dog food, or vegan food in general, was best for the dog. So I started the male on the same thing. So what happened was about 2 months ago, I left the two in the backyard. So I got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, both vegan dogs, and the 4-year-old went in heat. So I came back home. They were pretty much in the backyard together the whole time, and I seen them mating. So I broke them apart, and I'm like, what the hell are you guys doing? Whatever. 2 months later, I just had a litter of vegan puppies, you know. And ironically, a lot of them, it's a big litter. It's 10 puppies. We've only lost 1 out of the 10. You know, a lot of litters, you'll lose 2 or 3, sometimes even 4 in a litter. We lost 1 in a litter, and we have 9 healthy, so far, knock on wood, pups, vegan puppies. So I think I stumbled onto something. I don't know. Time will tell.
Yeah, I hope you document that, and we can look back years from now how healthy, like, if you got a litter of 10 dogs and they're all still really healthy, especially big dogs. 7 years from now, you're onto something for sure.
Yeah, I think so. So it's all about playing itself out, But I didn't mean to come over here to talk about dogs. It's just that's what's in my life right now, taking up all my time.
You've been posting about it a lot lately, so I wanted to talk about it because I haven't had a chance to catch up with you, man. And Unirock, what? I mean, I've caught a few of your shows, but I can't keep up with all of them. What have you been doing lately?
Oh man, just so much different stuff. It's hard to narrow it all down. I've done a lot of stuff on NASA, some like strange stars in the sky. That's what I was talking about when you came on. I've been like going outside at midnight every night, looking straight up in the sky, standing in the same spot and tracking where this little triangle of 3 stars always is in the sky. And I can see all the other stars most nights, and they're always in the same spot. But when I go and look for those 3 bright, that triangle of stars, they're always somewhere different. They're always just a little bit different in the sky. So I've been tracking that, trying to figure out what it could be, and haven't gone anywhere with it yet, but definitely trying. Oh, I had a Mandela effect show last night. I had a Shane from Unbiased and On the Fence. He came on talking about some Mandela examples. So we did that for, first time in a while. It was pretty fun.
Cool.
Yeah,
you said 3 stars in the sky. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
You said something about 3 stars in the sky. What do you mean?
Yeah, like they're just these 3 stars. They're really bright. So if there's like a nice cloud layer in the sky that's kind of thin, I won't be able to see most of the other stars that are up there, but I can see those 3 stars. They're real bright. So I've been tracking their position, and they're always making the same size triangle. They're all in this little shape.
Okay.
And they're just not following. I've been looking in the star maps and trying to figure out which ones they are, and they're always somewhere different. They're not following the other stars, and it's just I've actually seen other YouTubers talking about it too. So people are starting to notice this. It's pretty cool. I don't know what it could be though, of course, but trying to find out. Hopefully we'll.
Look, where do you look in the sky? Can you give me a constellation here?
Well, so I go outside and I face. Let's see, north is, so I'm facing about southwest, and I look straight up. Every time I do, they'll either be like more towards the horizon or up farther towards the top of the sky. So if you're facing like about southwest plus 10 degrees, I think you'll be able to see the ones I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance because I've been just involved in my own personal life stuff. I haven't had a chance to do much Mandela stuff or keep up. But I do have some new insights on it that maybe we'll do a show on another time. It's a lot to get into. Definitely. But I do enjoy, catching up and finding out. Especially, it always freaks me out when the sky's a little different. Like, a year ago when the sky was going nuts, every other night something new was there, and stars were disappearing and were changing and lighting, and that stuff's calmed down a lot. I haven't seen much of that. I feel like it's passed for a while, but now it's starting to pick back up. It's slowly coming back because I don't know, where are you guys on that? Do you feel like things have slowed down or speeding up, or?
If I could comment on it.
Yeah, do it.
It seems like time is flying. I don't know what it's like. I can't even believe we're in August. It's like, what happened to July? Yeah. What happened? It's like the summer is just blazing by, and
And it
I
just
don't
turned
know.
2017. What the hell's going on?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel that too.
exactly. Everything seems sped up, you know. And it's like even when you lay down in bed to go to sleep, it's like bang, you're waking up. You know, you as soon as you feel yourself going to sleep, bang, you're waking back up. Everything seems accelerated to me.
Now, have you guys heard any theories about the eclipse coming up? I'm actually going back down to South Carolina, so I'm going to try to live stream the eclipse so you guys can watch it.
That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of stuff about it. You know, there's all these theories that people have had for at least the last year that, you know, because of where the eclipse is coming in the night sky, it kind of goes in line with some biblical prophecy from Revelation and stuff. That always comes out about these things, though. But you know, it's just supposed to be like one of the biggest, like most awesome looking eclipses we've ever seen. So I'm excited.
Right.
I can't remember when it is, like the 23rd or something? It's somewhere around there.
It's coming up.
22nd.
Is it this month? It's this month, right?
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks or something, 2 or 3 weeks. I'm going to try to stream it, and we'll do a little show while it's going, and people can see it from around the world.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
South Carolina. We're supposed to get 100% eclipse there, I think, or like 95. I think I'm a little out of the zone, but pretty close.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything about that, Vegan?
Yeah, I mean, because you know I'm a flat earther, and it's like a big deal about. It's a big deal about the eclipses. One of the interesting things about eclipses and flat Earth, it's like a love-hate relationship because people that believe in the globe used eclipses as evidence to say that the Earth is a ball, right? But your flat earthers don't really have a comeback for that. And it's kind of like, you know, but I'm an open-minded flat earther, you know, because the way I see it, I gave an analogy to someone recently. It's kind of like you having a floodlight in one end zone of a football field, right? And on the 1 yard line of the opposite end zone, you have the moon. And then you have on the 100-yard line, a basketball. So you have a tennis ball that's the moon on the 1 yard line on the opposite end of the football field. And you have a basketball that sits on the goal line of the opposite end. You have a floodlight all the way on the opposite end of the football field. And you have complete darkness. If you turn on the floodlight, will the tennis ball put a shadow on the moon? Will the tennis ball put a shadow on the basketball? The basketball represents Earth. The tennis ball represents the moon. So the floodlight would be representative of the sun. Would there be a shadow on the basketball? And the answer is yes. And a lot of flat earthers struggle with that. You know, they struggle with this whole eclipse thing. And I really don't have an opinion of it. It's just, I understand the concept of why they say that an eclipse is evidence of the earth being round. I understand it.
Yeah, that was a big one, because I'm still undecided on flat earth. I'm still, I guess, a round earth guy. But I always, I'm curious about when you see the shadows of the, like, earth on the moon, it looks round. Or other, everything else, like the shadows that run across are round. And that's cool. What are these, like snow globes? They're sort of round, you know, like that shadow, or what's up with that?
Right. Well, the problem is you can find pieces of information that supports one claim, but then you can find other pieces of information that don't support it. Like, you can't convince me that people in Australia are upside down. I mean, I'm sorry. Just that just makes no sense at all. And they don't know that they're upside down. That makes it even worse. You can't tell me that water does not always level out. Water always levels out. Water does not take the shape of a ball. So, I mean, you got two sides with arguments going back and forth. And I just see the one side, flat earth, being more based on reality than the globe Earth. The globe Earth is sort of what they taught us to believe, you know. And I understand where it comes from because I used to love science, you know.
And I've got a really good thing about the eclipse. There's this
Well, I'm
theory
not
that I
trying to bust
read.
on you about it. No,
Oh,
go ahead.
it's all good. No, but there's another theory that there could be a black sun in the sky, like an opposite sun that we can't see because it's like the opposite spectrum. Well, it's not my theory or anything, but there's a lot of people trying to prove this now. I was going to do an episode on it. I just haven't had time. I'm going to look into this, though, because it's supposed to be like a negative energy sun that's really hard to see type deal. I never heard of it before, and I just stumbled on it a few days ago.
Right. Yeah, and that whole discussion is just it's deep because you'll have scientific claims that said this, but then you'll have other people that say that, and just back and forth, back and forth. I just go off the aspect of I experience this Earth as a flat surface with terrain changes. I don't experience it as a globe, you know, because think about it. We were in an airplane and we were flying, and it was actually a globe. And it's 24,000 miles in circumference. The airplane would constantly have to dip its nose to fly around the Earth. Airplanes don't do that. You know, you'll have an 8-hour flight where an airplane is traveling 500 miles per hour. So if you go 8 hours at 500 miles per hour, you're looking at, what's that, 4,000 miles? 4,000 miles is 1/6 of the Earth. That nose should be continuously dipping as it flies. Airplanes don't do that. You know, our airplane system is based on a level surface. So, you know, stuff like that. It just, you can go on and on with anecdotal evidence back and forth, blah, blah, blah. And that's why the argument is thriving, you know, online and out here. But the eclipse is a phenomenon that really kind of pushes flat earthers in a corner. You know, they really can't explain it.
Vegan, you got to do me a favor, man.
Yeah.
I know you talk to Jaronism sometimes. I don't want to go on his show, or he doesn't have to come on my show. I just want to talk to that guy sometime because he's just got like so much good stuff on NASA and other things. I need to talk to him sometimes. I know you know him, so
yeah.
Drop my name sometimes for me.
Oh, yeah, he's a good guy. He'll come on. He has a radio talk show as well. I'll see what I can do. I'll
Awesome,
get you.
man.
I'll match you guys up.
Awesome.
So, Megan, back to my first topic. Have you ever tried any exotic Asian foods, like fruits and stuff that you've never? Do you guys get that where you live?
Yeah. I like the Asian cultural foods to a degree. You know, it's kind of like trial and error. You want to find what works for you. And I have there's so many things that I like now that I've developed over the years that I really don't do too much experimenting anymore. But you said something earlier that's very important. You want to find the foods that you like, or you want to replace the foods that you like with healthy alternatives. That's what it really comes down to. You know, if you love cheeseburgers, for example, you need to find a healthy alternative to cheeseburgers. And there is a healthy alternative to cheeseburgers, a healthier alternative, less calories, still tastes good, isn't so detrimental. If you like candy bars, you need to find the fruit, natural sugars that's going to replace your desire for that sugar rush. You know, because the only reason people eat candy bars is for a sugar rush. But there's fruit that will give you that sugar rush, but it will be a natural organic sugar versus a processed sugar. Processed sugars are more likely to become unspent energy, creating fat deposits in your body than sugars that are more natural. You know, I put in the chat earlier what exactly 1 pound of weight is. A lot of people don't associate it. You got to look at it from a mathematical standpoint. 1 pound of weight, let's say you want to lose 1 pound. That's equivalent to losing 3,500 calories, or reducing 3,500 calories out of your diet. If you reduce 3,500 calories out of your diet, you will lose 1 pound. So how do you do that? You break it down by 500s. Let's say you maintain the way you eat right now, right? And you go and you get on your bicycle and you pedal and you walk and you do whatever, and you burn 500 calories that day. You do it every day for 7 days, for 7 straight days. 7 times 500 is 3,500 calories. You just lost 1 pound of weight. So literally, if you stuck to that and stayed consistent, by the end of the month, you would have lost 4 pounds of weight. Now, that's one way of doing it. Let's say you love cheese, for example. Let's say you want a hamburger and you want to put cheese on it. By removing the cheese off your hamburgers, depending on how often you eat hamburgers, you're eliminating close to 500 calories out of your diet. So let's say you ate cheeseburgers or you ate burgers without cheese. You will lose weight by the end of the week. You'll be able to see it. Because 7 pieces of cheese is equal to 1 pound. Because a slice of cheese is either 400 to 500 calories. I think it's 2 slices of cheese. It's something like that. So looking at it from a mathematical standpoint, finding healthy alternative and adding light to moderate exercise, you're gonna lose weight naturally. Now the crazy part is, in the beginning, you're not gonna see it. You can't see your weight loss, right? You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel better first before you see it. Your clothes are gonna get looser before you see the slimness come down. You just gotta stay the course. And you give it, yeah.
I actually look fatter when I'm losing weight. It's
right.
Like I thin down in the chest and the arms first, so it makes my gut look big.
Absolutely.
So,
that happens to me too.
So I always feel fatter actually as I'm losing weight.
Right.
Wow.
But that's when you just say, to hell with it, I'm not gonna look in the mirror. You know, you just stay the course no matter what, and then you're just gonna shrink. You know, and then one day you're gonna put on some pants and you're gonna like, damn, I can't fit this. You're gonna have more loops in your belt and stuff like that, because you got to look at it this way: fat is not burned all in one place. You know, see, muscle is dense and sort of compact. Fat is kind of spread out all over your body. So you may lose weight in your arms before you lose weight in your gut. You may lose weight in your legs before you lose weight in your arms or whatever. So when you start burning calories, your body is grabbing the excess fat and just burning it up as it gets to it. You know, so you really can't control where the fat is going to come off. You just got to keep burning it. You know, that's just how it is. And when you look at it from that perspective, before you know it, 3 months in, 4 months in, 6 months in, you'll see a drastic change. But you got to stay consistent. You know, see, a lot of people are emotional eaters, so they're eating without even thinking about it. You got to start thinking about what you put in your mouth.
What's your advice on that? Because that is the most damaging, I think, is just like bored eating and eating because routine. Like that's a hard bit. One of the things I have is where I stop at a gas station, I always get junk food even if I don't want it or not. It's like a habit I've been programmed to do my whole life. Grab a bag of chips.
Exactly.
It's tough. I have to consciously be like, don't do that.
Right.
It's like automatic. They've trained me well.
Right. Well, like I was saying earlier, as far as reducing your calories, the easy way to do it is to give up things like soda, for example. You know, soda has X number of calories in it. It has high concentration of sugar, high fructose corn syrup, stuff like that. Start drinking only water, right? If you can do that. If not, you can do fruit juice and water. Just by wiping sodas out of your diet, that's half the battle, in my opinion. And as far as, and when you wipe sodas out, when you stop at rest stops and stuff like that, you're getting bottles of water versus sodas while you're drinking and driving. Also, I was big on removing sugar and cream out of my coffee. Let's say I drink coffee, I just drink it black. I don't drink it with cream and sugar. Tea, no sugar. Those are the things I've done that works for me. So little stuff like that in the beginning, huh?
Like add-ons and the condiments that get you.
Exactly. You know, because the big stuff, you're constant, you're thinking, oh my God, don't worry about the big stuff in the beginning. The little stuff, like your drinks. Do you add a piece of cheese or not add a piece of cheese? Get your burger and get rid of the fries. Just eat the burger, you know. Do the little stuff like that, and that's stage 1. Stage 2, you go, then you go stage 3, then you got a stage 4. You just keep working towards it, and before you know it, you'll be the vegan warrior. You know, so that's all I did. I looked at certain things and I said, okay, I know that's not healthy. I'm not going to do that anymore. But I'm going to do this instead of that. So everything I got rid of, I had a healthy alternative. You said it earlier. You know, and that's what it comes down to. And it's not really willpower. It's just planning. You know, if you got shitty food, don't put it in your house. It's that simple. Why go to the store and buy it? You know, I'm telling you, I saved a ton of money when I went vegan because the stuff I used to buy before vegan, steaks, sausages, hamburgers, all that different stuff, that was half of the grocery bill. So when I stopped eating that stuff and I became more interested in going to the produce section than the meat, dairy, and egg sections, I saved a ton of money. You know? So to me, I see a smoothie as a meal. In the past, I would never see a smoothie as a meal, you know? So.
Yeah, what I think something that helped me was getting food that you have to work for. And what I mean by that is when I was a kid, we didn't have like a can of mixed nuts. It was nuts that you had to open each one of them and crack them and eat it. Mm-hmm. So you would spend like 20, 30 minutes to eat a handful of nuts. You just sit there working on it. Where now, you know, you can just grab processed nuts that are ready to go and roast them. And you just slam way more calories than when you got to work for it. So like the Asian fruit I was eating today, you have to open each lychee and each piece, and it really slows down the process. It's like eating cherries or that sort of thing where you have pits you got to deal with and work around. It helped me eat less, like just like keeping me busy. Where I'm just like, oh, this is too much work to eat all these peanuts.
Exactly, same thing with a pineapple. You know, you got to work to get to that pineapple. You know, I love pineapples, and as far as nuts, I like pistachios. So I got to crack the nut before I actually eat it. You know, so yeah, and peanuts, you should get them in the shell. You know those big peanuts in the shell. You eat it that way instead of, you know, that easy access, like you said, handful of nuts. A handful of nuts is 500-600 calories. A lot of people don't know that.
Shoot.
You know,
that's like a giant salad.
Yeah, it's like eating a cheeseburger. You get a handful of nuts, about this much, right? Depending on what the nuts are, and you actually read the calorie intake of those nuts. It's like eating a cheeseburger. So you can get fat off just eating nuts. I'm living proof of that. The reason I'm still a big guy is because I eat a ton of nuts, even though I'm a vegan. You know, so and I work out.
When you got to your weight, did you have to change your diet so you wouldn't shrink anymore? Like you shifted over to eating a lot more nuts and things like that?
No, see, what I've learned about the vegan lifestyle is that it's not degrading you. It's allowing your body to get to your natural position or the natural state. You're not losing weight because you have less of something. You're just getting rid of excess weight. I got down to my smallest, I got down to 204 pounds. And it was like, I felt healthy at 204 pounds. That was my perfect weight. Now I'm like 220, 215. I go up and down from 204 to 220 and back and forth. I feel comfortable at that weight at 6 foot tall. But when I was 250, 260, 300, 350, when I was close to 400 pounds, I felt completely unhealthy. So what the vegan lifestyle did for me was it allowed me to control my consumption, and I went back down to my natural weight, which is about 204 pounds for my age and my height.
So eventually you find a happy spot where your body,
and it's not what you think, it's what your body tells you. See, your body may say your true weight is 189 pounds. Based on my muscle mass, my true weight, my most comfortable weight, I'm not trying to lose weight when I was vegan. It just happened naturally. When I got to about 204, 205 pounds, it just stopped going down. It stopped. It plateaued out. You know, and it was because I believe that was my natural weight based on my muscle mass and my height and, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm decorating right now.
Like I have a 6-pack at 225. You know, like I'm a big guy, so
exactly.
It's not.
Yeah, 225 feels good.
You guys should peek in on my stream. I've got it decorated really cool.
Your stream? Oh, your stream at the same time? That's right. Yep. I don't know how to do that on my live stream. How to see your stream on live stream.
I've got like microphones and the cityscape and all kinds of stuff. It's really
You're
awesome.
breaking this. So, do you know what do you understand what he's doing, vegan? He's streaming us on his own channel at the same time.
Really? Cool.
That's why I got my green screen up over here, because I can't use my main camera while I'm doing this. I have to use 2 different cameras and stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
Only you think of this. So
this is all I have to do. I just sit around and think of stuff to do. I don't know.
That's cool.
Well, I am planning on coming out your way in October, so be ready.
I'm ready, Doc. I'll have a whole studio set up for us. We're already building it.
Hold on. Which one of us are you talking to?
Well, Uni's in October. I think I'll probably end up seeing you earlier. I'll let you know when I blow through.
Okay.
Vegan, because
Uni, where are you?
I don't.
Columbus, Ohio, right near Columbus.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I got to go out there for a wedding, so I'm gonna stay with him while I'm out there for a while.
Nice.
Until Unirock runs me out.
Oh yeah, we got a room set up for you. We'll have the studio. We got we're ordering a table. We're painting it green. So, if we do a show, yeah, we're gonna do like a Joe Rogan. Have you ever watched the Joe Rogan Experience?
I've never seen it. Everybody talks about it, and I don't know who the heck Joe Rogan is, except that he was on Fear Factor. That's all I know.
he does. He's got this big table that like has microphones attached to it and stuff. So we're gonna have that all. The only thing is, I'm painting it green and I'm going to run video over it so it won't look like a table. So
I've got some really nice condenser mics that I never use if you want them.
Oh, that'd be cool.
But I
could always use more mics.
I got to dig them out, but they're condenser. Can you use a condenser style? They're USB plugs?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I got different ports that I can, and adapters. I got everything over here.
Yeah, you know, Joe Rogan has the largest, I think they say, iTunes podcast ever or something.
I'm getting on iTunes soon. I'm going to be on iTunes soon. I'm heading for it.
Man.
I've never really, I listen to a lot of libertarian talk show stuff, but I haven't podcasted since I haven't downloaded a podcast since 2006 or 7 when, podcasting was in its heyday.
Yeah.
I kind of stopped paying attention to them. I kind of listen to the live streams once in a while. I used to be a big Free Talk Live fan, and then I just haven't been keeping up with it lately.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it is going down the drain. YouTube and Facebook Live is trumping all that stuff.
I'm not on Facebook, so I haven't even seen Facebook Live. What is their deal? Is it like this, where they stream and have a live chat and stuff?
Oh, man. Right now, we're going out on YouNow, Periscope, Breakers TV, Smashcast. I've got to stream it on 9 different networks right now, all through my stream. Yeah, pretty crazy.
Your internet handle that without self-exploding?
I use a server. I'm streaming to a server that's pushing it out to all these different networks. So, hi, Breakers. Hi, Periscope. There he is.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull up Uni's page.
I didn't know
I'm gonna pull
Go to your web browser, type in Periscope Unirock. It'll come up right now. You can type Smash TV or Smashcast Unirock. You Now Uni. Oh shoot! I forgot to enableize You Now. I got to do it real quick. We're not on You Now yet.
I the loop. I don't watch any of these. Man, I'm getting old, vegan. I don't know what any of these things are.
I don't either. I'm with you. Hold up, you got Uni live stream channel. You got another channel?
Oh, I got 4 channels. Yeah, I got a radio station. I got my live stream backup. I got a game channel, and then I got my main channel. Yep.
Oh wow. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch of stuff. I typed in Unirock. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So which one should I go to? You just your main Unirock or?
Yep, we're there too. Yeah, on our main YouTube channels, we're out. We're not on live on the other YouTube channels this second. Just on the main one.
Okay. See, I don't know about none of this, Doc. I'm kind of lost in the sauce myself.
Well, what I did is, I stream over at VidMe once in a while. Not stream, but I put stories there. But I only get like 10 to 20 views. It's just not worth my time and effort to go over there and duplicate it. It's tough for 10 views. So I just haven't.
I got some tips and tricks I'll teach you when you get down here. We'll get you going out on all these other places.
I'm gonna jump my thing. I do have to say something though. I did break during all this fiasco with me moving and stuff. I did break 50,000 subscribers. It's taken like forever, but I
saw that. Congratulations, Doc. Man. Yeah, you'll be hitting 100 soon. You get that play button, man. That's
I'm told 50 is the leverage. That as soon as you cross 50, all of a sudden it starts speeding up. So I'm hoping that's because Jacob Israel, like I think he's flying. He's at like 75, 80. Like once he crossed 50, all of a sudden he took off.
Oh yeah, we just got to start pumping out content.
I'm going to say this, and I know you guys are going to think it's crazy and stuff. I honestly think Jacob's like a guardian angel. He really is one of the nicest guys I've ever met in my life. Who he calls me like weekly, just see how I am. No ulterior motive, no nothing. Just like, hey, what's going on? How's your life? And I have very few friends that call me and check up on me. And this guy's like just so nice and positive. And it really bugs me when people talk trash about him on YouTube. So Jacob, if you're hearing this, big props to you. I think he really is like some sort of messenger from the other side or something.
I got to add something to that, man. Because so Jacob sent me his phone number maybe like 2 weeks ago. And I haven't got to call him yet, but man, I swear it's because I have like a pretty like weird reason why I haven't called him yet. I was kind of waiting because my family found out that my grandmother we've never lost a family member, like my whole family, like since my great grandparents or anything, we haven't lost anyone. And for the first time ever, like one of my grandparents got diagnosed with lung cancer and has been going through chemotherapy for the first time, and it was like 2 weeks ago. So I was waiting kind of for that to stabilize out before I called him, because I've been I know I've been streaming, but I can kind of push everything out when I stream, but I've been kind of like back and forth, being a mess and not. So I was just waiting to call him until that calmed down. So I got to give him a call though, probably next week.
Right. Yeah, I talked to him. I was on the show with him once, but I never really got to know him. So you're saying he's a good guy, Doc?
Like, legitimately behind the scenes good guy, which, on air, I've had probably 50 guests come and go. None of them really talk to me much. They'll send me a few emails here and there, but Jacob, he won once, we became friends, and this guy legitimately calls me just to like talk and not have, hey, let's talk about the show or let's talk about this or that. We just like BS, and he is so uplifting and nice when I talk to him.
Is he?
I really do think.
Is he exclusively Mandela Effect, or is he doing other stuff too?
No. He's like us, where he started with Mandela Effect, and his channel took off, and he just jumps around.
Okay.
He's
a lot of Nibiru stuff.
Yeah, a lot of Nibiru, a lot of AI lately. He's doing a lot about artificial intelligence. I just love him. He's so nice.
He builds these big presentations. So cool.
Oh, he does?
And there's very few people out there that are like genuine, you know, and I really feel like this dude's some sort of messenger.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh, that's cool. Uni is moving the microphones around and everything.
Trying to get him set good, you know what I mean? Got to get him set in there, nice.
well, you know,
See,
this is
every
a pretty
time you talk,
show tonight.
Doc, every time you talk, he has microphones by your mouth, like reporters are holding mics in front of your mouth.
Yeah, I wanted to watch, but I'm gonna have to watch it after because like I don't know if the bandwidth can hold me watching something while I'm streaming and hosting. I'm not sure. I don't trust this bandwidth here, so I'm still messing with it.
Well, Doc, can I say something? Can I say something to you?
Take over. Yeah, shoot.
Of a situation, I kind of envy.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I kind of envy you. I really do. You're free. You are free. You have no obligations. You can do whatever you want. The entire world belongs to you. You say, you know what? I think I'm just going to travel through Africa and see as much as I want. You could do that right now if you wanted to.
I can do what? You dropped out there for a sec.
You could travel. You could go to places like Africa. You go to Europe. You could do whatever you want. You're free.
I'm seriously considering it. I loved going to India 20 years ago. I really kind of want to go back, but I have no Indian connections anymore. I got to get that back in charge. Or maybe Nepal. Nepal's always looked cool. I'm seriously considering just like picking a place at random and going. You know, saving up some money. But it'll take me a while to save up money to travel somewhere exotic. It's a really weird situation because I don't want to, you know, share too much for respect for Kate.
Right.
Me and Kate still get along. We still care about each other. It's just, it's tough because I've been craving freedom. I love the fact that I can do whatever I want to do and not have to ask or compromise. And you know, you get so used to living one way where every decision you have to run it by someone else, or you know, you can't just be like, hey, I want to go away for 2 weeks without there being some big debate on it. And so I'm still getting used to that. And I have had some offers. I've had some really nice offers where, you know, someone's offering me a place to work in Texas, which I'm really considering as well. But I'm
What part of Texas?
Near San Antonio, but I don't.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice area. It's hot as hell, though.
Yeah, that's kind of part of it. There's a lot of these places I'm getting offers are hot, and I'm a cold weather guy. Yeah, I'd love to go to Canada. That'd be fun too. But I'm kind of what I'm seriously considering doing is just saying, after the thing in Labor Day, just being like, hey, whoever wants to host me, come talk to me, and I'll just go to drive around and interview cool people for a month or two.
Right.
And then after that, I'd like to maybe, you know, take a job in Texas or do something like that for fun, some sort of working opportunity. And then if I can save enough money up, go to India and just stay there for 6 months to a year, something crazy.
I've got an idea.
Completely different.
I got a big idea, Doc.
Go do it.
Maybe like when you come down, I don't know, man. I'm gonna try to steal you and get as much done as we can. But I just, man, like I think that we start like pumping out a show, like I'll make like an intro for it. We'll have like segues made. Like I've got all this. I just ordered a $4,200 Alienware double graphic card computer. I mean, I've got everything set up to where like professionally, I mean like hardcore professionally able to pump out a show. So even if you're only here for a week, I just want to pump out a badass show while you're here and like knock everyone's socks off and do an awesome job. I think it'll be awesome.
I'm cool. When I'm there. We'll do whatever. Just don't keep me up too late. That's it.
No worries. We'll get up at 5 a.m. We'll go for a run and we'll start doing a show or something.
You can get shade with me. But here's the thing is, like vegan, to go back to the just hard vegan because I'm trying to reprogram, and you know, it's tough with me and Kate because we both are having real problems letting go. Like every other day I want to go back, and then she changes her mind about, you know, even though she broke up with me, she wants me back, and that's real tough. It was a lot easier when she's just like, you know, get out kind of thing, you know, like it's time to go. But so we both really have feelings for each other, but I don't know how you can move forward when you're going backwards all the time, it's I don't know what to do. So I'm still really up in the air depending on what day you talk to me.
You got to look at it this way. Is it really going backwards? Is it really going backwards? It's not really going backwards. It's more so that you're growing. You guys are just growing. And
I mean, when we met, it was one of these things that I told her from day one. I was like, you know, I really wish I had time to go just have a crazy adventure, just go to another country, do whatever I want to do. And, you know, I kept my life unattached so I could do stuff like that. And then once the problem is I kept just getting girlfriend after girlfriend before I got married. And, you know, once you get married, your wife's not cool with you going away for 6 months. You're running around having adventures. And girlfriends aren't cool with that stuff. So it's now that I'm able to do it, I really want to do it. But I'm trying to find a compromise that works for both of us, that we're both happy with. And it's tough. I don't know what to do. I'm really completely up in the air right now. So I'm just throwing it back out to the universe of steer it, and then, you know, talk to me in a few months, and I'll probably be living in, you know, streaming from whatever, Malaysia or something.
Do you know
that'd be awesome.
Do you know what I would do? I'm gonna tell you. If I was you right now, right?
Talk to me.
I would maintain a long distance relationship with the woman I love, which is Kate. I would probably do a 6 months or a year with Doctors Without Borders. With your skill set, you could travel the world, experience the world, use your skill set, right? Because chiropractic work is needed across the world, right? And experience these things. And every 6 months, I'll come back and see my woman that I love, or every 3 months. And then I'll go back, and I probably would just do that. That's probably what I would do.
It's not a bad idea, because part of me wants, the reason I think I was sitting here meditating on it, why do I want to travel? And it was part of me is I want to help other people and help other families. Like the idea of going to India or wherever I want to go is not necessarily, I want to go see all the tourist stuff. I want to go see the Taj Mahal, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about that stuff. I want to immerse myself in the culture. I want to make Indian friends, and I want to help people when I'm there. And I think I was just watching Highway to Heaven, you know, it's like where if you remember that was cool. From the 80s, where that one guy's an angel and all he does is travel around and do nice things for people. And although I'm no angel, this is like kind of like that idea of traveling and doing nice things for people, and like, you know, helping people out while I'm over there and doing something cool. And maybe Doctors Without Borders, I'd have to see if they even take chiropractors. I don't even know. But
I bet you they do.
If they did,
why wouldn't I
consider it? I'm definitely open to it.
Absolutely.
It's not
and then you don't have to worry about an income, and you're doing what you like, and you're experiencing the world.
It just feels good to, you know, it's not, I want to see these places and see cool things, but it's more, I'm interested in making friends around the world. And I think that would be a really exciting experience. Like to go hang out with a family for a month and, you know, help them do whatever.
Right, but you got to document the experience.
Yeah,
it'll be award-winning documentary.
I don't know about that, but you're welcome to come with me, man. If you get tired of your vegan, come on.
Absolutely, I bring all 9 of my vegan dogs.
Once they get old enough that the dogs can do their own thing, so I'll be like Michael Landon, but with not as cool hair. He has awesome hair, Michael Landon. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting position because I've kind of kept my life so I could do this. And then my problem is I'm such an empath that, you know, I keep dating people that I get very involved in their lives and taking care of them and not myself. And so now I'm really, it's almost vegan. It's weird. I feel selfish making it about myself, and I know I shouldn't, but it feels that way, you know, doing what I want to do for once and not doing something for a girlfriend or a wife. It's very weird. I don't know how to explain it.
I just got to find a balance. You know, once you find that balance, you'll be happier. You know, right now you just feel a slight imbalance. You're looking for that. Doctors talk about homeostasis. You know, you need that homeostasis in your life. That's all.
Well, I still got 1 foot in my old relationship and 1 foot in my new life, and it's not. it's not balanced very well.
The eclipse, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna, you know, after the eclipse, it'll be like a new age or something.
Yeah, maybe.
All of, you know, bring in new energy or something. I don't know if that sounds not too weird to say.
You know, you're not the only person saying it. I've had people emailing me saying, you know, some big change is happening, and I feel like, especially people have been reaching out to me that are going through similar stuff that I'm going through and sending me really nice notes. So thank you for that. I love you guys. But there seems to be a big upheaval this year of, like, it used to be when I would say it was when Mercury was in retrograde. I don't know if any of you guys follow astrology, but there seems to be whenever Mercury goes in retrograde, all hell breaks loose for a few weeks and then it stops. And I swear it's always on that cycle. Whenever some big thing goes, and I'm always like, I wonder if Mercury's in retrograde. I look and yeah, sure enough, it is. I feel like it's something like that where there's a lot of people having major transformations this year, major. So I don't know if it's maybe you guys in the comments can mention if you guys are going through the fire right now and changing, because I know it is a transformation that I'm going through. It's just I'm doing it publicly.
Didn't someone predict this for you? You had your reading done by Dana. Didn't she predict that something major was coming up for you, and she was trying to get you to go into some past writings that you had or something?
Yeah, that was yeah, maybe I need to go find those writings again and see what she's talking about. I couldn't figure out what she was talking about when I was looking at them, but the fact that she knew what I kept my writing in was creepy, but cool.
Yeah, she also said that there was something major coming up with you. If I recall, I can't remember exactly.
Oh, Holly Baker says, vision quests are not selfish. If you don't take care of yourself, you cannot give out the energy to heal.
Exactly.
Yeah, I had like, my dad really kind of gave me a gut check the other day when we were talking, and he was like, you know, for most of your life, whatever you tackled, you destroyed it. You know, you want to become a chiropractor, you were one of the most successful. You want to become a rugby coach, you were one of the most successful. You know, you want to play rugby, you were really, like, whatever I tackled, I put it full blast. But he's like, what have you done in the last 10 years, you know? You don't have that passion anymore. You don't tackle anything. And he's like, you know, I was like, yeah, you're right. I'm just kind of coasting around from girl to girl. So I'm hoping by being by myself that fire lights again and I start going after the world. So it's probably just going to take some transformation to do that.
Yeah, Mr. Nuts over here says, do you remember Suni, I think is his name? He was on your international show.
Oh, so yeah, the Indian guy.
Yeah, they're saying you should contact him if you do go overseas and, you know, hang with him a little.
I completely forgot about that guy. Yeah, maybe I should. He was funny. He was a nice guy. But Vegan, thanks for saying that, because, you know, you are right. It's like this huge opportunity that people would dream about to be where I'm at.
Yeah.
Some people would scare out of their minds, but some people are also, you know,
it's an adventure. It's an adventure.
Say it again.
I said it's an adventure, and you have a skill set that no matter where you go, it's there to be a desire for it. I believe. You know, but can I give you one observation?
Do it, man.
It's like relationships are taking precedence over you. You know what I mean? Now, it's nothing wrong with having a great relationship, but relationships are supposed to be a complement to you. They're not supposed to be above you or more important than you. It's a complement. So it's kind of like, no matter what you do, your relationship should complement you. It shouldn't be a solve-all or end-all, especially when you're not married. I even say when you're married, your wife should compliment you and you should compliment your wife. A relationship, a boyfriend-girlfriend type relationship, you should only seek out relationships that are going to complement where you're going and who you want to be and what you want to do. And if the relationship isn't complimenting you, you kind of got to ask yourself, well, do I want to make modifications, or do I want to, or am I focusing more on the relationship than I am myself, and vice versa, you know? And when we start talking about all the possibilities that you could take on, I hear in your conversation, you always mention a relationship. Your relationship has nothing to do with what you want to do and who you want to be. You go in that direction, and whatever relationship fits perfectly in, that's the relationship you should have, in my opinion.
No, everything always makes sense and is logical on paper, and then you add emotions into it, and everything gets messy and dirty. You know,
Right.
like I know exactly what I need to do on paper, but my heart doesn't want to ever do it. You know, it doesn't make sense in logical choices.
Right.
It's just tough because I wish, just like a Libra, I can't ever seem to find balance. There's always something out of place in my life. Like if I can get balance, I'm happy, and I don't have balance right now with this. Like I want to have a grand adventure and do what I want to do, but I also don't want to hurt someone I love, and I don't know what to do. So that's tough.
But
I see.
take her with you.
Yeah, I offered, but she don't want to go.
Okay.
So there it is. Dana just showed up. Hey, Dana, we were just talking about you. I swear. Listening.
Hey.
Dana, you want to come on air with us? You want to jump in for a few minutes? Let me know. I'll send you a link. You can come in, and Vegan can throw you on the coals for a minute. Cindy, you sent me. I need to take something over real quick. Cindy Howard says she sent me an email of a doctor he trained. Okay, so send me that email. I didn't see it. If I didn't get it. I have a friend, Dr. Leonardi, that just vanished, and I don't know what happened to him. Some people think he died. Some people think he went underground, and he is vanished on the internet. And I put a call out to help last week about, hey, if you can help me find this guy, find him. And Cindy says she might have an answer. So. Cindy, thanks for sending me that. I just will keep an email out. Do you need my email? Let me know, Cindy. I thought you had it, but I can't remember. Dana says not tonight. She's too cool to be on right now. So.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for doctors to disappear, ain't it, Doc?
It's weird. Well, this guy was so different. He was like a hippie doctor. The dude lived in a teepee, and he traveled the world, and like I wouldn't think twice that he's in some temple in Tibet, you know, and just completely off the grid. I have no idea where he is. But one of these guys that said, she says he's not dead. He's teaching in India. You gotta send me this because I'm really excited if he's still alive. Some people swear up and down he died, but there's no autopsy. There's no information anywhere on the internet about it. Yeah, Cindy, you got to send me contact. I would love to find that guy. And if he's teaching in India, I think I know where I'm supposed to go. That would be huge. Because I got this calling to go to India. I don't know what the deal is. I must have had some sort of connection with it somewhere. I don't know why India. Because India's, for you guys have never been, India's crazy. It is one of the most interesting third world countries that is so fun. I love India, but it is nuts. There's so many dichotomies and activities and things going on. A lot of people, especially if you grew up in America, you probably couldn't handle India. Like there's a lot of culture shock just being there. But if you can let that go, you can really have a fun time. The people are wonderful.
It's a billion people, right?
I think that's what it is, but I haven't been back in 20 years, so. Yeah,
I think India is like the second largest country, next to China.
China.
Right.
They're having big families there, and family. It's that kind of culture, which is interesting. I wonder if how they said that things are slowing down here in the U.S., that they're starting to almost go. I don't know if it's going backwards yet or stopping, but there's so many people like our age that don't have kids now, don't want them.
Right.
And so it's interesting that I'm curious if that's going to get, like, if the millennials don't want kids at all, that's going to really change. What do you guys know about millennials? Do they want kids, or are they all about themselves?
I have no idea, honestly. That's the newer age, right? Millennials.
Yeah, they're like the ones 10 to 15 years behind us, or 20 years or so.
Yeah.
I just don't know
Well,
if they're like just not interested in doing the family thing. Like my generation, there's a lot of people that because of the 80s was like the me generation. That carried over a lot to people that didn't want kids, you know, and then
right.
more than, I mean, it's still a minority. It's not like half and half or something, but I wonder if it's coming where, you know, we're gonna have a culture full of people that don't want kids.
Yeah, the whole population control agenda is in full swing with the millennials. I mean, a lot of these kids don't want to get married, don't want to have kids. They don't want to do any of that. You know, that's just that's just the culture right now.
Yeah, Taylor's talking about how she had enough kids for 2 families. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that. Like and don't take this the wrong way, and maybe you guys can slap some reality on me, but I just do not understand how people can afford to have 3 or 4 kids now. Like, it is outrageously expensive to have kids, and how do you have 4? How do you pay for this? How do you survive? And I can barely pay for my groceries, and I'm wondering, how the hell would I do this with a kid? I don't know how you guys do it.
Well,
because it's not like
well,
what our
kids
where, you know, you kept all your money you earned. Now you're taxed to death, and you barely bring home what, you know, enough. Both parents got to work. It's like, it's not what it was 50 years ago.
Well, financially, kids are not really that challenging. I mean, don't get me wrong, they can be, but it's more so the time. You know, you got to invest X number amounts of minutes and hours to your kids. And that's more challenging than the financial, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't have enough time in the day to show all your children as much attention as you would like to show them. But I think one of the issues is that a lot of people think providing the financial needs of a child takes precedence over spending time with that child. So a lot of people that realize that as long as they spend quality time with their children, the financial is not as important. And to get that balance of providing financially and spending time with them, that's the challenge. But if you say to hell with the financial, it's all about my kids, and the financial will catch up, I think those are the best kids, you know, because there's a lot of kids out there. I'm coaching football right now. There's a lot of latchkey kids out there that rarely see their parents because their parents are doing nothing but trying to pay bills. So I spend 2-3 hours a day with high school age kids, young men in particular, and they spend more time with me than they do with their parents playing football, you know. That's because a lot of people think having kids is all about the financial demand, when really that's secondary.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's secondary. It's all about the quality time you share with your children, in my opinion.
Yeah, man. And it seems different now. It's like that the prices for everything have completely done a turnaround. Like, I went to the store today, and I don't even know what we bought, and we ended up spending like $100. It's so crazy. I remember when, like, I was really young, which wasn't that long ago, you know, like in the 80s, late 80s, you know, it didn't take a whole lot of money to feed your family and then take them out to do something, let them go to a movies, things like that. But now it's like you got to make decisions now, you know. It's like everything is so expensive. It's just crazy.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's by design, to be completely honest. They want stuff to be a little harder so you have less kids.
Seems that
and
way.
you have to stay in the rat race harder.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
You have to buy that. So they love the rat race. You know, it's a great way to control people.
You got to remember that a man's wealth in early America was his family. Right? The more kids you have, the stronger the household, your wife, your sons, your daughters. That was your wealth. Somewhere down the line in the last 200 years, we've taken your children are no longer the source of your wealth. Now your job or occupation and how much money you have in the bank is your true wealth. It's been shifted by design. I believe wealth is within our offspring. I still believe that. I'm the oldest of 10 children. I got 9 brothers and sisters,
Whoa.
same mother and father. And my family is, I mean, we're all grown now, and they're all doing their own thing. But my parents believed that their wealth was their children, and it was true. Because when you think about it, the money in your bank account is going to go away. Your house could one day, you know, go away, and your property can go away. But your children are going to give you grandchildren and great-grandchildren and so forth. It's going to keep your legacy alive. That's your true wealth. When you die, your children are still going to be here. You know, so it doesn't matter about your individual wealth. It's about your offspring. And every species on the planet understands that but us. We're the only species that don't understand that our true wealth is in our offspring. Think about it.
Well, I mean, it's all we got, man. Like when you die and leave something behind, the only thing you're leaving behind is your DNA, you know, and that's a really scientific way to look at it, but it's true. And I mean, in the fight for like this world, it really feels like it's all you got when you look at the long term.
Yep.
But I also think you can leave influence behind. I mean, plenty of people
for sure.
Adopted or in my life, you know, I won't have kids, but I'd like to do nice things and pass that knowledge that somebody else's kids, you know.
In the same way, that too, for sure. I didn't mean to
I'm not saying, I'm not saying not be your brother's keeper and, you know, all that good stuff. I'm just saying it's different when you have children.
Yeah.
When you have children, you have a legacy. You have prosperity. Literally.
You definitely got a ball in the game for sure.
Right. Now, the challenging part is your children still have to have their own individuality. They have to be themselves. You don't want them to be baby clones of you. You know what I mean? You want them to be better than you. You want them to be able to take those teachings that you're going to leave behind and take it to the next level, you know? Like I always joke that I want to create I want my grandchildren to be better than Barack Obama, you know, which is not a big feat. You know?
Not set the bar that high there, man.
But I want to instill in them that, you know, that sky's the limit, you know, so, and carry on the family genes. But again, every species on the planet understands the importance of passing on their genes, but us. We've been programmed out of it.
Yeah, it's interesting if you ask someone like who they are. A lot of people now open up by describing their career first.
Yeah.
You know, like describe themselves with their job, not who they are.
Absolutely.
I find that interesting when you ask someone that question.
Yeah. So what are you when you retire? That means you're nothing.
Oh,
right.
That's excellent.
So
point.
That's
if you
what
say I'm a
YouTube's
doctor,
for.
if you say I'm well, like me, for example, I played football. I was a big football guy. I was a football player. When I stopped playing football, you have guys, especially professionals, NFL and all that, when they get done, they feel helpless because they had their sense of identity from the sport that they played. So you're more than what you do. And once you realize that, you can go from one thing to another, understanding that these are things that I'm doing, but they are not necessarily me. I'm more than what I'm doing. So I don't know.
You know what's crazy? What's crazy about all this though is also like at least we know that YouTube, if we don't have some technological breakdown, YouTube is going to be leaving these videos online for a very long time. Like I can see that in the future at least. They've been there for at least 10 years already or close to it. People who started 10 years ago, they still have their stuff there. Imagine if YouTube is around in 100 years. You know, like our videos are still going to be there in 100 years. That'll just be like this really crazy thing to think about, you know?
Absolutely. It's like the people that wrote books, you know, those old books, and you open up an old book, it's people's minds and ideas, and you know that they put on paper. We're now in that person's mind. YouTube is going to be the same thing if it's still around. You know, I'm sure if YouTube ever changes or goes away, they're probably going to sell all the information to another company.
Yeah.
You think?
I think this stuff will just be historical data. It'll just get converted somewhere.
Right.
Somewhere.
That is so. The hard drives are so big now. I don't think it'll be an issue. You know, like
Right.
I think that it'll just. Here soon they'll have like a computer that can hold all the data in the world and just it alone. The way it's going, so I think we'll
It'd be
be
really interesting to think that, you know, like 100 years from now, your great grandkids will go into whatever, log on to some library and be able to pull up this thing and see their great granddad just sit around and talk about the, you know, the same problems that they're having.
They're gonna say granddad was crazy when he was 20.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, man.
who knows who's gonna watch this or see this? Because if someone said to me, "Oh man, I've got a film from your, you know, great granddad when he was 30,"
Right.
I would flip over backwards to watch that thing. Of course, I'd go watch it. So it's going to be really interesting to see.
Exactly.
But
it's a gift.
I guess everybody's lives being documented left and right. It's probably hard for someone to watch that much stuff out there. I don't know.
Well, if it's your great grandfather, you're gonna have a natural interest in it. You're probably gonna binge watch everything he's ever done. I know I would.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
and it'd be like, that explains why I think this way and why I act this way. My grandfather was the same way, you know. It'll be cool. Because now it's kind of like you read their old diaries and you read their memoirs and, you know, their old film, and you kind of piece things together. The generations that come after us, they don't have to piece anything together. They're going to see exactly how we felt, exactly what we thought at the time, and they're going to be like, wow, you know, Grandpa was way off base, or wow, Grandpa was on point, you know. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, I can imagine that would probably also be difficult for future parents. Would be like, see, look, great-great-granddad doesn't have a problem with me smoking pot. Why do you?
or they're going to be like, they had problems with smoking pot back then?
Yeah,
like, what was wrong with pot? You know?
Oh, yeah, I never thought about that. That would be such a foreign concept. Of course, what do you mean that was illegal?
It was illegal? Yeah.
Put your people in jail for having a plant? What?
You know? They used to pay taxes? Why did they pay taxes? Why was everyone? Why did everybody have to work? You know, it's going to be crazy.
That is a good point. Yeah, that'd be really interesting. Especially, like you said, the relatives can go look it up sometime.
Exactly. You know, that would be a cool movie too, a futuristic movie where we go 1,000 years into the future, and the movie is about kids or someone that's having a problem, and then he decides to track his lineage, and he goes back in time, and he's coming back to 2017 and beyond, and he's looking at all what his ancestors were saying on YouTube.
that would be cool, man.
That'd be a cool picture. I know. I just thought about it too.
That's an idea.
No, I got all these cool books and stuff. I wish I could sell them to Hollywood and retire on the money. You know?
Yeah.
But, I'm sure they've all been ripped off at this point. I don't know. Who knows? But
Burma's in the chat.
Yeah, Burma, if you want to come on, let me know. I'll send you a link. We were talking all about you all night. All we talked about. I have to put my hair pulled back. Oh my gosh, you're worried about your hair? Did you see my hair? I mean, I'm on the camera.
Have you seen my hair? I mean, come on, Burma.
I've been in a car.
Just put a hat on. Just put a hat on.
It's yeah, it was tough because, you know, I'm driving with my brother, and I love my brother, but he still smokes cigarettes, and
yeah,
like, that's right. It's like hotboxing with God in the back seat. And he's like telling me, like, no smoke, get back there, and I'm like, every time him and his buddy smoke.
It's amazing. It's amazing how people that smoke don't smell themselves.
that, and they don't think it bothers anyone. They're like, "Oh no, it blows out the window. You'll be fine." I'm like, "It blows out the window right back into my window." What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm gonna send Burma the link, but yeah, it was really. I'm just not used to. I'm so sensitive to smoke. It drives me crazy, and
Yeah.
I'm oversensitive. I mean, it's really not fair to him because I'm completely nuts about people smoking around me. But being trapped like in a car, I can't remember the last time that's happened. It was very difficult.
Well,
it's funny when we were kids, secondhand smoke was everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm so spoiled now.
Every restaurant, you know.
Well, in Philadelphia, they got this casino called the Sugar House, right? It's right in Philadelphia. And I was taking my wife out for, what was it, her birthday? I forgot what it was. It was her birthday, right? And I said, you know what? Let's walk through this casino. Because I've never been there. And it looks really nice on the outside. So we found parking, and we walked in. And my wife was like, what the hell is that? And I started sniffing. I said, oh, damn, they allow smoking in the building. And it's a gigantic building, right? But we were walking around. Literally, we couldn't breathe. Well, we could breathe, but it was hard. And it was like, I couldn't believe, because there was so many people smoking in this large area that we had to leave. We stayed in there for about maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and left. We could not stomach staying in the casino because they allowed smoking. It's crazy.
It's so desensitized. I remember when I was young, we got on planes and people were smoking in the plane. Like we're on a 10-hour plane trip and you were in this smoke. And it's really funny if you go back and watch like an Elvis movie and you look in the background, you can barely see Elvis. He's so covered with smoke in the bars. It was crazy how much people smoke. And it still happens around the world. That is one of there's two things I really don't want to deal with when I travel to these like crazy countries is everybody smokes still, like in Asian countries, everybody smokes, and that drives me nuts. And they're not nice. Like they're really not nice to animals. You know, that's really traumatizing for me. So that's kind of why I'm like leaning towards the vegetarian cultures, like going over to India where there are some provinces or you don't have to deal with that. I don't know. That's tough for me. But that being said, it's the smoking I got to get back used to. That's a I don't know. I've just gone so far away from it, and I guess I'm spoiled now.
Yeah, Avril said he remembers people smoking on the back of the bus. Like when you got on the school bus, the people smoking.
Eye of the Beholder said that in Egypt they all smoke. They smoke hookahs too, right? Like I was at a restaurant and they just pulled out a hookah next to us and blasting away in Morocco. And you know everybody offers. Like I just got offered Cuban cigars this week. You know, some guy, and I felt really bad because he was all excited to smoke them with me, and I was like, man, I don't smoke.
I would have puffed on one.
Yeah, I'd have smoked on one too.
Can't get near smoke at all. But yeah, I mean, I feel bad. I should have taken a cigar at least.
Yeah, you could have gave it to me. I'll smoke a Cuban.
Yeah, Holly says they used to have smoking areas in the high school. I actually was there for that transition too. I guess we're the same age. That used to be able to smoke in high school, and then they put them like in a outdoor courtyard, and then it was like an aquarium. It was like a glass room, and then they just stopped. They banned it out.
Yeah, I remember that too.
You used to be able to leave. When I was in elementary school, you could sometimes go home for lunch, which they would never let you do that now. Just like be like, I'm gonna go walk home for lunch, come back.
Yeah, we used to get out early because we didn't have a lunch in my high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we got out at 1:30 because there was no hour for lunch.
Wow.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Because man, we're really dating our age. Can you imagine telling a kid now who's like 16 that we were smoking? There's a smoking area in the cafeteria at lunch.
Yeah.
Oh man. And I was still of the age where you could buy beer in DC at 18. Washington DC was different than Virginia. Virginia was 21. You could go over.
We always got beer. I don't remember being carded as a kid.
There was always this
I
one that would take us like 30 minutes to drive to in the country that would sell anything to us. So we'd always have to trek out there.
Right.
Yeah. And that, but
yeah, I remember you can get cigarettes from the corner store with no ID. I was a little kid running to the store getting my mother's cigarettes.
Wow. Do you guys remember? Did you ever have to do the shoulder tap where you try to get older people to buy you beer?
Uh-huh.
Hey, buddy, we all forgot our ID at home. Can you get us some beer?
You want to make $5, man? Give you $5 if you buy me a 6-pack.
Yeah, we had a guy named Scary Larry that was just this creepy.
Scary Larry.
That's awesome.
Scary Larry. So we were like 16 and we hung out with some pretty attractive girls. And this dude was like, you know, like 23 or 4 or something like that. No job that I knew of, and just like wanted to come to our parties. So we would all chip in and he would buy us beer, but we'd have to buy him a 6-pack of his own. And he was allowed to come to our party. So he would just like sit in the back and, you know, like just stare at the young girls, I guess, or whatever, just creep them out. But that was the cost.
The price of admission. Oh.
Yeah, that's
that
great.
was it. Is Burma on here yet? No, she's taking her sweet ass time. She's like, I gotta do my hair done. I gotta get my nails done.
Take a shower, do her makeup.
Yeah, I get my hair nails cut. Well, actually, I think they say they get their nails did.
So have you seen any weird stuff as you travel around, Doc? Anything that would be weird at all? You know I'm obsessed with weird stuff, so.
Yeah, let me think about that for a sec. I'll have to ask Burma. Burma has gigantic turkey vultures that were like coming and hanging out. I think I'm gonna have to put on a headset. Hold on, because I think I'm picking up Burma's voice. Hey, Burma, you're on, by the way. If she's not.
Hi, Burma.
You sound good without a headset.
It's okay. It's not echoing.
Can you hear me?
No.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys fine. Hold on a second. My
I
headset.
don't think she hears us. Does she?
All right, there we go. I got it now. No, I wasn't doing my hair. I mean, look at this crap. It was a venture with my sister getting wedding dresses, maid of honor dresses today for that. So it was a long day.
Your sister's getting married?
Yeah, she'll be married 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Oh my God, we have so much.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. We have a lot to do though. So it's.
Tell your sister, I have not forgot that we weren't invited to the bachelor party or the bachelorette party.
That was the other
like
night, by the way. You know, Rich went out for that. Chris's. Yeah, they just went out for dinner and went to the casino and had a good time. And so I heard you all talking about, like, I was listening while I was trying to hook up, and I was just doing her hair, no nails. Like, see, this girl is like all natural except for the makeup.
Nails did. What yeah, what have you been doing this week? I haven't talked to you much at all.
Just been working my butt off, man. I got this, not to complain. Well, I woke up one morning, my SI joint was just like killing me, and then the stuff started in the next couple days, started rolling up my back. I'm like, oh, where's my chiropractor when I need him? Yeah, I can't even let my chiropractor touch me anymore. No offense.
I'll be bringing my table to New Hampshire. I'm dragging this thing around with me. So
yeah, were you talking about just staying for the weekend, by the way? Just on your way through?
I have to check because something came up where I have to now move my nephew as well in like 2 weeks. So I got a double move going on here, which kind of throws so I don't know. I'm trying to aim for the weekend at your place, but if not, it might just be a night drive-by since we're going to
that might be okay too, because I will tell you that every single weekend in the month of August, we are that's the only weekend we do not have anything going on, and that's the week before we come to go up to New Hampshire. So it's just like, oh my God, it's so slammed this month.
Because just a night stopover would probably do.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, no worries. That's fine. If it's on the weekend, it's on the weekend, right?
Yeah, I mean it's a 12-hour
To be.
drive if everything goes right, and that's it's getting to the point where 12 hours is a long drive for me.
Oh, are you really gonna
I'm not a
cry about 12
trucker.
hours to a truck driver? I don't care. It doesn't matter. I did North Dakota to Pennsylvania in a car. I don't even want to hear it. Yeah, I used to drive, like, I lived there for 10 years, and like I used to drive back and forth. I mean, it's not like I went there every weekend, but I did it, like, I tried to get out there once a year. So sometimes I did the trek by myself, no phone. I mean, like, I was brave. I broke down one time too. And that was, thank goodness I had a cop, because I think I was in Ohio, and I was on this, on a highway, but there's like nobody. It's like dark. My freaking car breaks down. I'm like, oh my God, what are we going to do? And I'm like 22 years old. And thank God this cop pulls up, and he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I don't know. It won't start. Well, somebody, okay, so Taryn won't know, but maybe the other boys will know. For some cars, you have a fuse that if that fuse isn't touching, or if somebody hot wires it, the car won't start at all if that fuse is off. That's all it takes is one little fuse and your car doesn't work. So the guy soldered it back for me, and on my way I went. But yeah, it could have turned out a heck of a lot worse, that's for sure. So you never know. Where's my haters hat? He's sporting the Philly teams. Come on now, really? No,
I'm a Philly guy.
I need a haters hat right now. I'm a Philly guy. I don't care. The Philly fans are terrible. Terrible.
City of brotherly love.
Oh yeah, that definitely is what it is. You cross out the love.
Hi, Burma.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you, dear?
Oh, not too bad. A little tired, but I'm good. You guys, you better get just like all this wonderfulness, and because this will be the last time you see this. Never put that. I mean, Uni's got it going on, man. I used to sport those a long time ago, man. Hi, Uni. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Well, not too bad. Hey, did you get my message, by the way?
Oh, on
I
Discord?
sent you a message back. Yeah, it was me. I came in with my phone first.
Okay.
And so it just had a regular icon. It doesn't have my picture because it's not all linked up and whatever. And so then I came in with my tablet. My tablet has my picture on it. So I didn't mean to scare anybody.
My moderators were flipping out because we've had troll attacks lately. So they were like, it's not Burma.
Yeah, but if it wasn't on Burma, she wouldn't be saying hi to all the friends that she has in the chat room. Like,
I wasn't even paying attention.
No,
I don't know.
Okay. I know because I think I pinged you a couple times, but you know how it is when you're doing your live show. And that was a really good show, by the way. It was the first one I've caught in a little bit because I've just been so busy. So it was a great show, by the way.
Yeah, Uni has a lot of great shows.
It was nice to see him interview with somebody, like talking back and forth. That was like really great.
Yeah, it's fun doing
that. What interview did I miss?
You miss everything, Taryn.
Which interview is it? Well, I'm sorry, I've been traveling a lot.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just picking on you tonight. He's like, I'm not gonna.
When you get your show going again, Doc, you got to talk to Shane from Unbiased and On the Fence. He does like really high production value in all of his videos, and he's trained in all the programs like Photoshop and After Effects, so he does all kinds of good stuff like that. And he talks about the same stuff, aliens and Mandela stuff, and just anything strange going on. So.
I'll have to pile them up. I don't know when I'm going to start the show again. It's going to be a little bit probably. I mean, you got enough going on your stuff. I've been telling people to go watch your shows. But I do have some interviews I got to finish that I've been postponing. I just haven't felt stable enough to.
We could probably do something when we're up there in New Hampshire. That would be kind of cool. We'll probably record something and then put it.
Put it out because they have crappy.
Yeah, but I wonder with not too many people up there, it might not be so bad.
Let's try to stream it out. See what happens.
I don't know. I'd be like, beep, 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 beep.
I'm going to start probably doing my walking streams again in the mornings if I can figure out if it'll stream here. I don't know. The streaming here.
How's your weather?
Weather's fine. It hasn't been bad at all.
You suck that you're down there. I'm so mad you're down there.
Well, no, I'm not in South Carolina now. I'm back in Virginia. You missed the beginning of the show.
You're in Virginia?
Yeah, I went through I had to sit in a hot box to get there, but we left at 5 in the morning.
You're really close to Ohio.
My brother was smoking up front. It was just like,
Virginia's my second home.
Yeah, I don't. So are you guys? But you guys should be going camping of this Labor Day and going up to New Hampshire. I mean, that would really be nice. Both Uni and Vegan. You both should go up. Yeah.
Both said they're interested, but none of them will confirm.
I
Just
don't
like,
confirm. Are you confirming?
Yeah.
All right, because I'm
they
listening.
won't commit.
Come on, guys, commit.
Oh, yeah, no, I'd love to. I just get so busy. I didn't know you were talking about me. I was like,
oh my God, Uni.
Hey, I'm dense now. I've never
it's
said
like
I
hovering
wasn't.
above his head and just for a couple
That's true.
seconds.
You're right. I'm working on it.
It's okay.
I just get busy. Get busy.
Well, yeah. We're all busy. You're as busy as you want to be.
That's the truth.
You know what I mean?
Got to earn me a scholarship, as I say.
I do miss. I don't even know what to do on my nights now. Like the nights that I came on the show, like I feel like I don't have to like race
Thursday
home,
night.
and I'm like I can come home and I'm like eating dinner and it's all like relaxed and I'm like I can just.
Come on, it's been nice to have it off for a little bit.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm actually saying is that it's nice, but I do enjoy it too.
I disagree. I want the damn shows to come back.
Hey, you can always host a Thursday night. You want to take one, feel free to use the time.
That's too much responsibility. I'd rather you do it.
I lose track of the days anymore. Like the days just fly by. Like,
oh, I can't even. It would be nice to be like that though. You know, not to have to live on a schedule. I would love that. You know, the fact that, you know, I work for a chiropractor 4 days out of my 5 days. But I mean, I definitely love it. I love what I do. But I'm on a time constraint every single day, except for, I mean, even the day of the week that I work here, I'm on a time constraint. So, God, if you don't have to live by the clock, you'd be like, yes. It's awesome.
It's hard. It's seductive a little because people are like, I would love to have that freedom, but what happens is you have to be your own boss because otherwise the freedom actually works against you and will kill you.
And I would get so much stuff done.
You're gonna sit there and be like, I think I'm gonna binge watch on Netflix 10 hours of Breaking Bad, you know, and it's.
I can't do that. I don't. I just I get bored. That's probably why I like my art the way.
What happens is you go from this lifestyle where everything's decisions made for you to the freedom to do whatever you want. Right. And some people can't handle it. It's like the same thing I see when kids go to college and fail because they finally have freedom for the first time in their life and they just blow up and self-destruct. They can't handle it. You know, like they.
I'm about ready to see if my nephew will do that because he's going. Actually, a couple weeks. He's going to college.
You ever seen those that are like super structured in high school and then they go off to college where their parents aren't running their schedule and they just like fail out after a year. They just drink too much.
Party out, yeah.
Class. Yeah, it's a thing. It definitely happens.
I was just giving my nephew a lecture. I always have to lecture him. Like, you be a good boy. Don't you get in any trouble. You know, I mean, he teeters a little bit on the line, you know. Not real bad, you know, he does not get in a lot of trouble, but a little bit of trouble. But he's a boy. I mean, it's the time you should get it out. But at the same time, I tell him you got to be careful because you don't need a felony on your record. You know what I mean, for doing something stupid.
You got to have self-discipline, or you start getting in trouble.
And I just want him to get through college. I mean, my nieces, unfortunately, we all have them in the families, you know, and you know, they get into certain things, certain drugs, you know, whatever, and they never come back from it. You know, you see a wonderful person who's got so much potential in life and granted, they could come back. They can definitely come back. I do believe that they can, but again, it's self-discipline and getting off the stuff for some of them anyway.
Yeah.
You know, it's sad. Sad to see that. Well, you know as well as I do, being around here, how it is around this area. You know what I mean? From Philadelphia all the way to Allentown, you know what I mean? And the epidemic of heroin right now is terrible. So anyway, let's get back up. Sorry.
Oh no, it's true.
I mean, really it needs to be talked about to some degree, but I didn't mean to bring everybody down. It's just heavy on my mind because my niece is, you know, I have a family member going through it.
It really is a good topic because people are like, man, I really wish I could be free. And then when they get it, they just don't know what to do and they can't self-start. You can't definitely die of gluttony and complacency. It's very addictive. Oh, yeah, absolutely. When I was a teenager, my dad, he was a Marine, so he was very tough on me. So I was 16. I started working when I was 14. You know, by I was 16, he's like, okay, I'll tell you what, it's summertime.
You have it open where you have to be in at 11, but it doesn't matter. You can go and do what you like. Oh man, I took that rope and I just like ran with it. Yeah, and then they had to pull me back in because I was running to, I was going like every day from, sun up to, 11 o'clock every single day I could be out. I just didn't want to be at home. So they needed to pull it back because you give yourself enough rope to hang yourself, right?
Oh yeah.
I was young, so we both cut out on this. I was talking too much.
No.
Run away.
Listen.
Run away, little boys, run away.
I'm about to grab another caffeine booster. That's what I need.
I know, that's what I got. I got my Wawa and my special cup, and it's like as big as my head. Isn't this cup awesome? Look how
That's a
this
big
thing-
cup. Yeah. That's
Man, this is like you never run out. Actually, a big 24-ounce Wawa only fills this thing halfway.
Oh,
That's a lot, man.
Oh, that's why you're high.
This is natural, to be quite honest. I'm actually really tired. I'm tired right now, believe it or not.
24 hours of coffee? I mean, 24 ounces of coffee?
Oh yeah, that doesn't affect.
That's crack.
The caffeine doesn't affect me, but I'm a creamer girl, like so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like half and half. I don't really like coffee. I just am addicted to the hazelnut. I like the hazelnut coffee.
Yeah, hazelnut's really
Mm,
good.
mm. I don't drink any other coffee though. And the rest of the time I'm drinking water.
You know what?
So
I don't like Wawa coffee, but I do like the pumpkin spice when it comes around. I think it's like once a year it comes around and it's like pumpkin
vegan
spice.
have you tried the hazelnut?
Yeah, I have in the past.
You
Yeah.
don't like it? Well,
I mean, I don't like Wawa coffee anymore because I'm all into the water, I like a
oh yeah, I
quality
don't even
water
think about
in my
that,
coffee.
right? I don't even think about that, and I should because it's Quakertown.
That's Schuylkill. I don't want to drink that
see, you're
Schuylkill.
you're way more. Our water's better up here, and not
Yeah.
much, but it is. And at the house here we have well, so that's really nice. And then we filter that. So
Yeah.
the stuff.
Right.
Is that
So,
the
Yeah.
so if
video
I
game?
do,
Brand new game. I'm getting ready to go
Is it
live
the
on it here in a
new-
little bit.
Is it what is it for? The computer?
PS4.
Oh, that's right. That they upgrade because Doom is an old game, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
It's a
Yep,
huge.
yep.
it's a really
This
old
one
game.
is like really crazy. The new one, it's supposed to be like real scary, so it's like a scary game.
I got back into my I played some World of Warcraft recently. I was all excited about it. I made a new
love that
character and what's that?
I love that game.
Oh my goodness, I'm terrible. Like I have like as probably almost as many allowed characters that you have. Like I have a mage, I have a shaman, I have a panda. I love the pandas. The new edition's pretty nice. Have you been on recently? Oh, they have a what are they called? They're such a dark character, but they're fighting for the Alliance, which is amazing. The storyline's really good. I don't get a chance to play too much, but I used to play all the time as a truck driver, man. So I had a huge guild and ran the thing. It was fun. I met people all over the world. That's the connection that you make with some people on there. At least when the game was big. It's not as big anymore. There's a lot of people that aren't, playing. You'll have to excuse me for a minute. My dog's barking at me. I'll be right back.
You're good. I just got sent the craziest video. Oh my God.
what?
I just got sent a military top secret video where these guys are running and shooting AK-47s because there's a bunch of reptilian looking dudes chasing these guys down. But here's the deal. It's from those old those planes that fly really high in the air, right? And they look down. What are they called? AC-130 gunships or something like that. Oh my God!
Okay.
Oh look, isn't this thing cool? So now they have glow sticks, right? So they have a glow stick that's inside of there. So if I turn my lights off, this thing's glowing, and it's a ball. My dog's going nuts for it. She's not allowed to have it. That one's mine.
When he's watching some crazy video, he was just talking about.
Yeah, what's the video? Because I didn't hear. Because I was.
It's like zombies or reptilians chasing a guy, but it's an AC-130 gunship where, in Iraq, they used to look down with thermal vision from high up in the atmosphere to see people.
Right.
It looks so real. This cannot be real, though. My goodness.
Hey, put the link in the group chat.
All right.
Hey, did you
Your moderator
Egan,
can drop.
did you see the military planes flying over here yesterday? I don't know if they flew down close to you or not, but I guess the president's in down in Virginia.
Oh, really?
Man, don't start me about that when the president.
No. I just saying we seen them over where we are. A military plane flying over. We don't have any bases.
President coming to Savannah and they'd like shut the whole town down just so we could drive down the street. It's so
You
rude.
should have seen when the Pope came to Philadelphia. You think it was bad? You should have seen, right, Vegan? Were you up there in that area when the Pope came to Philly?
Oh yeah, I stayed the hell away.
Hey,
I stayed in Delaware the whole weekend. Yeah.
You need to drop the link in the actual live chat.
I didn't go nowhere near Philly.
Okay, I'm dropping Uni's link.
Oh, you mean to drop it in the chat? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the people in the live chat want it. The actual.
That's cool. I dropped it in mine. Let me jump.
I don't know if that's
in
the right link. It doesn't look like it's linking. So yeah, you might need to drop it. I don't think it turned out right.
Oh yeah, it's dropping for me. Let's see back. Let me back this up. Okay, I got you.
So, Lacerda reptilians attack Russian soldiers.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not real, but someone sent it to me like, dude, you got to look at this. It's cray cray.
It's probably like an old 1980s clip from V.
Oh, it's definitely like a newer clip, but it's just really weird. Like scary weird. It's probably a
Not everybody's watching it. There you go.
I gotta go potty real quick. I'll be right back.
Well, that's all right. I'm going to close this thing down in a minute anyway. I got to get up early and walk. If you want to keep going, feel free to go over to Unirock's and he will keep going. I'll wait for you to get back.
Now? Okay, I'll be right back.
I'll drain you, lizard. I'll be here. Cindy, if you are still listening, I'd really like to get that link. And some reason you say it's bouncing back. You can either send it to me on Discord or you could take that video I made for Dr. Leonardi and post it on the Facebook page where he's teaching, and maybe he'll contact me. Say, hey, contact Taryn. Here's his email. I have no idea why my email's bouncing you out. If you found him teaching in the clinic, I would love to know where that is. So help me. Help connect us.
So what are you thinking? You thinking about linking up with him and visiting over in India?
Yeah, he had offered me years ago. He's like, hey, if you ever want to come back, and I'll hook you up. And then we just dropped out of touch like 10 years ago, and I could not find anything on the internet about him. This guy just vanished.
Some people just like to drop off the grid, though. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I got mad respect for that. It's just really hard to find him. Like I can't even find a real email.
Like there's no more yellow pages anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's tough because I'm in a good position where if he has like ties to an ashram again, that's how I went the first time. Is he hooked me up with this ashram and I just went and lived there. So,
nice.
Array
It must be just awesome to travel the world.
What's his last name?
Leonardi, with an I. His name is Louis Leonardi.
Not right now, Daisy.
Spell Leonardi.
Leonardi. Leonardi. But we looked him up. L, as in Lupo.
Yeah.
You're so slow tonight.
Leonardi.
Ardi. Leonardi.
She's getting her 2 cents in. Do you hear her?
I got a PI database.
Oh, Louis Leonardi. If you look at my last thing I made, you'll see like all the information I have on him. But yeah, you can take a look at your PI. But he's the kind of guy I think would have just gone off grid somewhere, like went to India and never came back. But if you see he's deceased, let me know because that seems to be the rumor going around.
In St. Louis? No, somebody else.
Not Leonard Leonardi. That guy passed away. Louis Leonardi. And he's a chiropractor, so it might be DC. Louis Leonardi, DC. Anyway, for you guys coming back, we will. That video looked like a video game, Uni. Susanna's calling you out, saying that video looked like a video game.
Yeah, it did.
Keep rolling over at Unirock stream. Also, whoever's been still using my Amazon link is super appreciated. So if you go shopping on Amazon, please link through. And believe it or not, people are still throwing donations for the show. So thank you for those that come through. It's been a little while, but I do appreciate it when they arrive. But the Amazon thing is super appreciated because let me tell you, Amazon's really helpful when you're traveling and you need something. So much love to you guys. Yeah, Vegan, let me know if you find something. But that's a mystery one there. Okay, you guys want to say any last words before I cut this? And you guys can just jump over to Vegans, I guess. I mean, sorry, Unirock's stream if you want. I think he never stopped streaming, apparently.
It's 24 hours, 7 days a week.
24 hours. He just needs a camera going as he walks around.
I know. I give him mad respect, man, because
he's a YouTube god,
right?
It's working.
Like paving the way for the 24 hours coming up. You know, the people that are
subscribers.
Stream. That too. Yeah. How many do you have now, Uni?
I don't think he's listening to us anymore.
Yeah, you're not listening.
Oh, I'm sitting here talking this whole time, and my freaking I'm on mute. I'm thinking of like 1780 now or something like that. I have to look.
Nice.
Grown a little. I hope it keeps going.
Was Dr. Leonardi, was he a chiropractor in Atlanta?
Yeah, he was in Smyrna for a while.
Mm.
That was the last address I had for him, but it doesn't go anywhere. The phone number doesn't go anywhere. The email doesn't go anywhere.
Just hire Vegan.
I know. Well, if he's got access to PI stuff, that would rock.
Yeah, Vegan.
I got a trace in Peru, Bali, Indonesia, and in India.
He has a lot more exciting life than me, apparently. Yeah, he used to set up Vegan. Like I said, you kind of have to watch the last thing I did. It's only like 7 or 8 minutes, but it's he did mission trips. He would set up chiropractors and went to all those countries, and so that's what's up.
Is it possible he could be in Peru right now?
Maybe. I don't know. It could be
Wouldn't
anywhere.
that be cool going to Peru?
I would go to Peru too, man, for sure.
Right?
Hey, Holly, thanks for stopping and hanging this long in this, and please contact me. So let's talk more.
His son is
actually talk.
His son is
about that job.
Jazz musician.
He's a jazz musician?
His son, George.
He has a son?
Lenardi. Yeah, George Lenardi.
First I knew about that. I didn't know Dr. Leonardi had a son.
So his son is among India's most prominent contemporary jazz musicians. I don't know if it's the same guy. I gotta check.
Yeah, all right.
I'm sorry. I'm sitting here doing research while I'm talking to you guys.
Yeah, look at you, how serious he is into the research.
So I'm gonna close this thing. I will see you guys later. And thanks for coming on, everybody. This was really fun. I'll try to do this more often.
Yeah, I'm
love you.
All right.
Yeah,
Stay
man,
strong,
for
support
sure.
each other. Nice to your cats. More
Thanks,
cats.
Doc.
All right, love y'all. Bye.
Love you too, Doc, man.